look somewhat decent.
Presentable. Yeah.
And we are live.
We live. We did it. We overcame.
We did it.
You ever had one of these?
Trader Joe's juice.
Yeah, watermelon juice. Are you a Trader Joe's guy?
I'm not against Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
It's just I don't really shop there. I just go to HEB.
Well, it's far from us where we live. The one in like Bee Cave is like kind of a hike.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, those are the truth, man. It's a great flavor. Olipop.
Lollipop. I thought you misspelled lollipop when you texted me.
You want to fucking?
You were like, "Yo, you a lollipop guy?" I was like,
I said, "Do you fuck with lollipops?
"Do you fuck with
Do you
lollipops?"
fuck with lollipops?" Just
I was like,
two grown men.
I don't not fuck with lollipops.
So when did you realize that I was bringing you a soda?
I Googled Olipop.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then I was like, oh, it's a soda. I kind of figured, I was like, it can't be that.
People give me shit because I show up to mics with those frequently. People are like, are you just addicted to Olipops? And I was like, I am, actually.
Whoever's giving you shit for that is a fucking idiot.
Fucking dickhead, dude. Fucking dick. They're so good, and they're good for you. And that's, I'm not going to look up to see if they're actually good for you because it's just one of those things where people like,
everything's bad for you in like massive amounts. You know what I mean? I was really obsessed with chocolate for a while because chocolate, if you Google it, it says it's bad for you.
yeah.
But if you Google is chocolate good for me, it will also say it's good for you.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, bah.
It's just whatever way you want to. I know dark chocolate actually has like antioxidants and shit. So
Yeah, and I like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
That shit is very good.
You ever gone 100%? Like, you know how it tells you the percent?
100% cocoa. I've tried it.
It's not good.
It's not good at all. You definitely need a little bit of sugar.
Yeah.
But like a Hershey's to me is too sugary.
Yeah, it's like art. Like anything that's too artificial, like it doesn't even really taste like chocolate. You know, if you just raw dog a Hershey bar,
Yeah.
it's not really chocolate.
It's like mostly sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, not for me, man. I try to eat pretty healthy. Like, I'm a pretty organic guy.
What do you eat?
I'm like 90% paleo. So fruits, veggies.
Oh, wow.
Meat. Yeah. Yeah. Like I cut
Is
a
it
lot.
expensive?
No, surprisingly not. It's
So
actually
what do
not
you
that
buy?
bad.
Like chicken or?
Chicken. I eat pretty much any type of meat. And I will eat like sourdough bread. That's like one thing that I don't stick to the paleo with, but it's actually not that expensive. And this didn't start with like a desire to be healthy. My stomach is just a nightmare. Like I was just cursed with a terrible digestive system.
Really?
Yeah.
What happens?
So I thought I had IBS for a while, but it's not even like, oh, I'm just shitting myself all the time. It's like pain in my upper stomach. If I ate like a Pizza Hut pizza right now, I would be in the fetal position. Like I just couldn't eat it. So I was like, all right, well, let me try to eat a little healthier. And then
So like fast food is just no go.
no go. I'll eat like Culver's. Do you like Culver's?
I've heard of it. I've never been there.
You should go.
Culver's.
It's Wisconsin's own. Yeah. And like, do you like Whataburger? Do you pretend to like Whataburger?
Whataburger is great if you're wasted, but
Yeah.
even then, there's other options.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's because it's like a Texas thing. We all are like pretending to love it. But
Yeah. It's not that good. Culver's
Yeah.
is like actually. I'll eat Culver's.
put it on the mouse pad. Actually, sorry.
There we go.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah,
Whataburger sucks.
Whataburger's not great. I actually went to In-N-Out the other day. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. In-N-Out's all right.
In-N-Out's all right. I think Whataburger's just too big. Although the honey butter chicken biscuits,
That's what everyone tells me.
those are fucking so good.
That's what everyone tells me, and I'm just like, maybe I should try it. But I had one of their burgers once, and I was like, this is like not because I was like drunk at like 2 a.m. with my friend. And I was
Yeah.
like, this just isn't.
It's not that great, and they're too big. But if you get there for breakfast, the honey butter chicken biscuits are just like, holy
Yeah.
shit, this is so good.
How big are they?
They're like, this mic is like, it's like
Okay.
that.
So you get two of them.
You buy them one at a time,
Okay.
but they're cheap.
Yeah.
It's like a little breakfast item, and they like drizzle it with some kind of sauce. I don't know what the sauce is, but
God
holy
knows.
shit, it's so good.
Yeah, that's what everyone tells me. I've had multiple like Texas natives when I talk shit about Whataburger. Like, well, you got to get the honey,
Honey
chicken
butter,
or whatever the fuck it is.
they're
yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, try Culver's, man. Double bacon Butterburger with everything on it. It's the move. It's actually.
Do they have one here?
Yeah, it's on William. It's like the other side of William Cannon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm biased because they're from Wisconsin. It's like a Wisconsin
So
thing.
you grew up eating it all the time.
I grew up eating it all the time. But like objectively, I think it's the best. Like of the In-N-Out Whataburger, like slightly above like fast food tier. Because I'd put those like Whataburger's a higher tier than McDonald's, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
But I still would rather go to McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's pretty damning.
That's pretty damning. I think it's not good. I think the reason why is McDonald's has just a little place in my heart.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's fucking McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's got a history. And a Big Mac is like, I grew up with a Big Mac.
Iconic. Yeah.
But Whataburger, I mean, I just didn't grow up with a Whataburger sandwich. So,
yeah. That's tough, man. I like people are. I have other friends from the South because I think they got Whataburgers in Florida. They're like, no, it's so good, and I can tell that they're just lying out of pride. But I would go Culver's, In-N-Out, and then Whataburger like down here.
Dude, for the shittier ones, I actually rank Jack in the Box pretty high. And people disagree with me all the time. And
I've heard nothing but negative reviews for my entire life. I think you're the first person that openly told me that they like Jack in the Box.
I get it. I get the hate.
What do they serve? I don't even know what they have.
They have, so you know what they serve at McDonald's?
Yeah.
It's that, but it's like a little bit worse.
Okay. Are they not, they're not Asian at all?
No, they don't do that. But I mean, like, what's worse, Burger King or Jack in the Box?
I've never had Jack in the Box.
Never once.
No, maybe once in Vegas with my friend. I'm trying to think. There's one in Vegas that has like a bunch of weird shit.
What about Carl's Jr.? You ever been to a Carl's Jr.?
Yes. Well, they have, so in the Midwest, Carl's Jr. is Hardee's. I think they're the same.
They changed the name?
I think so. That might be completely wrong.
You ever been to a Long John Silver's? No. I've never walked into that place once.
That's one of those businesses where I'm like I looked up Arby's revenue. Arby's made like $4.3 billion last year. I'm like, how the fuck are you making
Arby's?
Yeah. Have you ever been in an Arby's?
Never. No, I don't think I've ever been at an Arby's. Another one is A&W.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're open. Yeah. What's funny is that sometimes I'll see A&W and Long John Silver's share a real estate location. Have you seen that? It's like, damn, nobody's eating there enough. They have to fucking tag team with a Long John.
I love that the Long John Silver's like, well, if we add an A&W, people will surely come.
Yeah, people will come.
Yeah. No.
For popcorn, shrimp, and a fucking root beer float. What?
At 11 a.m.
Yeah, what a ridiculous combo that is. The fuck, dude?
Yeah, I don't understand how some of these places are in business. Like, it's so gross. Here's the thing: if you cut it out, if you cut fast food out and then try to go back, you're like, oh, this is disgusting. Like this is like my stomach can't handle. Like I think even a person with a normal stomach, if you just ate pretty clean for like 6 months and then tried to go eat,
there was a time where I went to Brazil to live there for a couple months, and then I came back, and the first thing I ate was Taco Bell. So sick. I was like nauseous.
Yeah.
I was gagging. I didn't throw up, but I was like, this is not good.
Yeah.
And I realized it's because the food there is so fucking not processed and good that when you switch back, your body is just like, what the fuck is this?
It's a nightmare, dude. The food here is literally like, I know a girl who she said she went to Italy for like 6 weeks, just ate nothing but pasta and pizza, and she lost like 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Because it's just clean. It's just so much cleaner.
It's just clean food.
I don't know what they're putting in this shit over here, but it's really not good.
It's preservatives and bullshit to keep you so that they don't have to store, so they can store it longer.
Yeah.
Right? So that if you store it longer, you don't have to grow it and get it fresh and spend more on transportation.
Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of shit so that it can stay good longer.
And it just, for whatever reason, we're the only country that does that.
I know. Everyone else is like, hey, that's poison.
Hey, that's poison. Yeah, and you got look at yourselves.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's wild how common like a 300-pound person is.
That is pretty
America.
wild.
Like I don't think they have them in France. It's like
you'll see like stocky dudes, but then you see how they live, and they're like, oh, this dude's fucking pounding beers every night.
Yeah.
And that's why he looks like that.
Yeah.
But here I'll meet people who are pretty fat, and I'm like, how are you? Like, I've seen you eat. You're not going crazy, you know?
It's my hot take is I think it's if you're like 5'8" and above 300 pounds, that's impressive.
5'8" and above?
If you're like a shorter guy and you're like 300 pounds, that's like that takes daily commitment to making all
That
of the wrong
is
choices.
pretty
from
wild.
a dietary
Yeah.
perspective.
I'm surprised there's not even a moment to be like, I could maybe eat just a little less to get to 250. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's not even a moment that crosses their mind. Like, hey, maybe I'll put down the third bag of chips.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again, I have met people who are fat and they eat pretty well, and I'm like, that's crazy because
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. But I think there is some genetics where your body is like just store it all as fat.
That's what they say. They say it's genetics.
But a lot of them are bullshitting.
Yeah.
But some of them, I do think there is that. You know, it's a fine line. It's a middle ground like anything.
I'm sure it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Right?
But there's a lot of just fucking gross fat people, and it's just like, dude, chill.
Yeah. Certain like HEBs, like the HEB on Riverside, it's like the amount of people that are in mobility scooters, just they've eaten themselves into mobility scooters.
Yeah.
And then just cruising down the Twinkies aisle, just throwing shit in the cart.
What also surprises me is that they're poor.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark Norman does a great joke about that, about how he's like our poorest people are morbidly obese.
Are morbidly obese. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's weird.
It's very strange.
It's like, how backwards is the modern world now?
Yeah.
Because it used to make sense. You're poor, you're skinny.
Yeah, because you can't eat.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But now it's like the skinniest people are generally the richest and the most successful.
Yeah. I think processed food is the new smoking. Like, I really think like wealthy, intelligent people are starting to learn like how bad it is for you. Like in the 60s, everybody smoked. And then who cut it out? Like, you know, who still smokes cigarettes? Generally speaking, it's like, you know, poorest of America who are just like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think in 30 years that'll be the same thing with like, I hope at least with the garbage food that we're eating.
Were you there talking with me and Nate about gambling?
Mm-hmm. Were you talking about Mr. Beast and shit, you mean?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about that again because I was so fascinated by what he said. He was like, I think it's immoral what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I think it's kind of like gambling.
Yeah.
He's giving people an opportunity to make a lot of money, and they're not paying anything. They're just there. So now obviously the house always wins, and he's making money regardless.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's evil or morally wrong. And he was saying the argument is like, no, he's making money off of these poor people that are hoping to get some kind of benefit. It's morally wrong. And I do see his point. So where are you in that?
I see both sides of it. Like, I could totally see why people think for like a white 26-year-old billionaire to have a game show where these desperate people are all trying to win $500,000. I could get why someone's like, this is kind of dystopian. But
Right.
I'm with you, dude. If they're signing up for this shit, like, it's a YouTube channel.
It's a YouTube channel.
Yeah. I get when I think Nate, I didn't watch the video that you guys were talking about, but I think he was saying that some woman was like going through cancer treatment and had all this medical debt, and she's like trying to win and like that is like, that's sad. That's objectively
It's sad,
a bummer.
but it's not his fault.
No.
You know, it's like,
No.
yeah, okay, she has problems
Yeah.
and she's hoping to win money here. That's good.
Yeah.
He doesn't owe her anything.
No.
Just like I don't owe her anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird to be like, oh, it's morally wrong. I don't think it is. I think he's just a dude who's doing what he likes doing. He likes making videos.
Yeah. People got very mad at him for his video. He went to he was in Africa building wells or some shit, and the internet was like, this is so fucked up that he's making content out of this, that he's like, oh my God, he's like taking advantage of these people. He's building them fucking, like, he's saving lives.
That reminds me of the people that give homeless people food just for the YouTube video. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
And that can be gross.
It can be, but my whole, like, dude, if I was 25 and a billionaire, I would be throwing hookers off of balconies in Miami. Like, I wouldn't be in Africa.
Really? Are you that guy?
Dude, if you have $1 billion at 24, most people would be a nightmare. If you're like a famous billionaire from YouTube at 25.
I feel like I would be crazy for maybe like a couple months, and then I think I wouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah. I could see
what I
that.
mean?
No, I could see that. But I like. There's so much worse shit that Mr. Beast could be doing
That's
than
true.
helping people.
I see you're right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like this is who we're gonna get mad
We're
at.
complaining at him for just running a show.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
entertaining for us. They have the chance to win money. Everybody wins.
yeah. I could see why someone would think that it's a bummer, but it's like, I don't know.
Who's really getting the negative? Like, who's actually getting hurt? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
Everybody's happy. Nobody's getting hurt.
Yeah,
They got a well. He got his views. You
Yeah.
got entertainment.
yeah. It's a win-win-win.
Win-win-win.
Yeah. I have
beautiful.
no problem with it. I think it's hilarious that people are bitching. It's just like, this is what your energy is focused on, bitching about this kid.
Yeah.
You know?
That is interesting, though, because but I still kind of get what they're saying. But I think it's all
Yeah.
about intent. If your intent is, fuck these kids and they're well, we're just doing it because the views.
Yeah.
Then I get it. But if your intent is like, oh, yeah, we're going to get views, but we want to help someone out.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. I wonder what the initial conversation was. I think he genuinely wanted to help people,
Yeah.
but I mean, who knows?
I think he's a good guy. Everything I've
think so,
seen
too.
him talk anywhere, he always seems like a pretty genuine dude. So
Yeah, he's from like fucking Kansas or something like that. Just
Yeah.
some random kind of dorky kid who turned into the biggest YouTuber of all time.
yeah,
He's a
from
billionaire,
North
right?
Carolina.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he is a billionaire. That's what I've seen. But I mean, the thing about him is that I've seen so many clips of him on stuff where he's talking about his business and how he does it.
Yeah.
And he goes, if I make $1 million on a video, I'm spending $1 million on the next video.
Yes.
He's like, my margins are fucking zero. He's like, I have a home, I have a car, everything else goes to making the next video,
Yeah.
which is like, holy shit. That's kind of a sweet level of commitment.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's how I remember watching him say that, like, especially back in the day, people would like try to tell him to not do that because he had no money and
Right.
he's like giving away $50,000 to whoever holds their hand on the car for the longest.
Oh, yeah. I
like
love
that type
those
of shit.
videos,
Yeah,
too.
dude, I think he's fun.
I love the one where they lock someone in a grocery store and they're like, you have to find a way. Every day we're going to come to the grocery store and you have to give us $10,000 of goods from the
Yeah.
grocery store
Yeah.
and also feed yourself and stay alive. And we bought this grocery store. You have to. So how long can you last?
Yeah.
Basically.
Every day you get 20 grand or whatever, however long you
Yeah,
last
and
in
every
there.
day
Yeah.
he gets 10
Yeah.
grand.
Yeah.
And the guy was there for like, I think 3 months or something. and then by the end, the grocery store is empty. There's like water all over the floor. There's no lights because he didn't pay the electric bill. And the guy's all raggedy and he's like, I miss my family, man. I miss my family.
But he made what, like $1 million?
No, I mean, I think it was something more like 500,000.
Okay, still.
But
For 3
still,
months.
and his family's like, I think you did good.
Yeah.
Like, we're good for a while.
Yeah. I would do that. That'd be fun.
I would do that too. And people are like, it's so fucked up. He's keeping him away from his family. But then, Mr. Beast is like, oh, we'll bring in the family in one day. Like, they
Yeah.
get to spend the day with him. But then
Yeah.
after that, they have to go. So it's a show. It's fun,
It's
you know?
fun. Yeah. Fuck off, Nate. Come on, dude. What are we bitching about?
Yeah, fuck you, Nate.
Yeah, shut up, dude. Mr. Beast rules.
People,
I'd
I
vote
think,
for him.
I think the thing is that it's so easy to just punch up at the guy at the top.
That's what I mean. Like, what are we bitching
Yeah.
about here?
But at the end of
Truly.
the day, the guy's he's a good guy. I mean,
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. I bet he doesn't eat Whataburger.
oh yeah. I bet that fucker eats McDonald's. Warren Buffett.
so? Yeah.
Warren Buffett does that.
Yeah, he eats the same thing at McDonald's every day.
Yeah, and that dude's like 80, 90, something
He's
like
like
that.
90. It's funny. I heard Rogan talking shit about Warren Buffett. He was like, yeah, man, like Warren Buffett eats McDonald's every day and he looks like shit. It's like, well, he's 90
He's
years
fucking
old.
dude. Joe, Jesus Christ.
He's fucking 90. Like,
That's
yeah,
so ridiculous.
No shit, he doesn't look that good.
Although Joe Rogan's just like, he's going to be 90 and you're going to see like, you ever seen those massive weightlifters, like those old ass weightlifters?
Yeah.
That's the reason. Is because Joe Rogan's just on the complete other side of the spectrum when it comes to taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if there's a 300-pound disgusting fat guy here,
Yeah.
there's Joe Rogan on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the farthest point is David Goggins.
That fucking guy.
Dude, David Goggins, I could go on forever. That is a sick human being.
Yeah.
I think he's honestly sick. And people study him and are like, how do you do that? It's like, no. If that's disgusting over there, the 300-pound fat guy,
Yeah.
that's disgusting over there. That's the opposite of that. It's disgusting. He's destroyed his body
Yeah.
by being so fit.
Yeah.
It's fucked, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
No, it's weird. It's just like a weird, like people, well, I think people are very attracted to like the extremes. But it's like, why the fuck would I go run 58 miles?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Who is this for?
Yeah.
What is he always like, who's going to carry the boats? It's like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? The fuck are you talking
What
about? The boat?
fucking boats,
Yeah.
dude? I love seeing his. I wanted to do a skit called the Anti-Goggins, where it's a guy who's just like, "Hey man, wake up late," you know, just like,
Bro, do your thing.
Do your
Put a little
thing.
whiskey in that coffee, bud.
Yeah,
Like, just
it's-
fucking paint your feet up.
you can go to Pizza Hut once.
Yeah,
That's
who gives
cool.
a fuck? Who cares?
And he's just in a microphone, like, "Look, dude, just chill, like,
Yeah,
it's-
chill out, man. Yeah, don't
just
worry about it.
chill out." I think that would be so funny to
Yeah.
do something like that.
Twinkies,
Yeah,
chocolate chip cookies.
yeah, you can have one or two. It's
Yeah,
all
dive
good.
in, bro. Here, you can rock this hat.
Yeah.
See, this is the anti-Goggins hat. It's funny that I'm
Anti-Goggins?
talking about like how I don't eat fast food in a fucking NASCAR hat.
Yeah, fast food's gay.
Yeah, fast food fucking fucking gay. You
Yo,
eat that
fast food
Whataburger.
fucking gay as shit, man.
Yeah, I don't want to just like do bits that I literally bought this hat 4 days ago.
It
The
is a
amount
cool
of-
hat,
The
but
amount of rednecks that
You
have approached-
associate with some weird ass folks, though. Yeah.
my conversations with rednecks. I've had more in the last 4 days than I think I had my whole life.
Oh, they walk up to you like, "Dude, Dale Allen Jr."
You watched race this weekend, boy? Like, I've never watched NASCAR. I don't know anything about it.
I have a buddy who's obsessed with it,
Yeah.
and I think it's a problem. I think it's terrible.
So he likes NASCAR or F1?
NASCAR.
See, that's like F1. They kind of gentrified NASCAR. Because if you were back in the day, for most of our lives, if you were just day drunk on a Saturday watching cars, you were a redneck.
Yeah.
But now, like F1 is for like wealthy people,
Right.
which is interesting. But your buddy's a NASCAR fan.
He's a NASCAR fan. What I don't understand is I get most sports.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a sport guy, but I get a lot of them. NASCAR I do not get. I watch it and I'm like, this is the whole thing, and it lasts like 3 hours
That's insane.
in a circle. That's it. And people are watching it like that was a good move he did. It's like, what the fuck did he do? He didn't do anything.
Drove by the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I find it insufferable. I don't think I could ever like imagine attending that.
Yeah. Well, I bet honestly, I bet attending it would be fun as fuck.
You think so? Just getting
dude.
drunk, yeah.
Just wasted with your buddies, seeing
Yeah.
cars go by would be
Yeah.
awesome. But having it on the TV is like,
Yeah.
the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm with you. I at least F1 like they have like some tracks where they're going through city streets and stuff. Now it's
That
just a
is
circle.
cool. Like
It's
a
just
Monaco
circle.
race.
But still, I don't want to watch it.
But I would still not watch it.
I would
But
never-
again, if I was there, I would watch it.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Fun
some
to go
Iron
to.
Man 2 shit.
Yeah. Be fun to go to in person.
Yeah.
I will admit that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, if you're just watching that on TV, it's like imagine sitting by yourself and just really focusing on a NASCAR race.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That would be a form of torture, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Like you can't look at your phone. You're just like, what's that movie called? Clockwork Orange. Just
Yeah.
glued.
Yeah. Because it's like 500 laps.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, the F1 is more doable because at least it's interesting terrain and shit.
Do you
it's
watch it?
like, I've seen clips.
Yeah.
And I have like a video game like Forza where like
Yeah.
you can, and that's cool. It's like, all right. But a NASCAR video game also sounds boring.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. What are we doing?
what the fuck? What are we fucking doing?
Yeah. I can't believe it's as big as it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, not a NASCAR fan. Just have the hat.
Dude, the hat and the facial hair screams NASCAR.
Yeah, people will just like come up to me and just like white guys will come up to me and they can tell like this
They're like,
guy,
"Oh, you
this guy
son of a
says
bitch."
this guy says the N word.
They're like, this guy fucks.
This guy says it. It'd be funny if I just like went and sat in a coffee shop with this hat on and just like read Karl Marx. Just
That'd
like,
be so
people would be
funny.
like, what the fuck is up with this guy?
Dude, just have a bunch of different things that are conflicting on your body.
Yeah, yeah.
NASCAR hat.
Bernie
yeah.
shirt.
Yeah. The Communist Manifesto.
Yeah.
A Bernie. No, actually, no, Bernie shirts too on the nose.
Yeah.
You need a third shirt that's just like what? Oh, Jesus, like a Jesus shirt,
Yeah.
maybe?
Well, they're into Jesus.
Oh,
fan,
NASCAR.
aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, they
I'm
are
thinking like
kinda.
Southern rednecks. They're all.
What's a
Jesus.
third pillar? I like NASCAR, communism, and then what's a third thing that's just ridiculous?
like women's rights, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what else would be conflicting.
Free Palestine on there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. NASCAR hat and a Free Palestine shirt.
NASCAR Free Palestine.
I don't know what this guy's motive is, but
And then you have like a Ben Shapiro like keychain or some shit.
just all over the place.
What the fuck, dude?
Who knows what this guy believes?
Guess my political affiliation. You fucking can't. Jill Stein.
Big Jill Stein fan in the NASCAR
Big
hat.
Jill Stein fan.
The only one, maybe.
There's two things I love in this world: Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jill Stein.
Those two bumper stickers on my car.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's funny. I could totally see like because like comics will make the joke that I'm like the most well-spoken NASCAR fan, like with this hat on. I could totally see like wealthier like white liberals being like if you watch sports, you'll know that sometimes the conversation around certain black athletes is very racist. They'll say like, "Oh, he's so well spoken" or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I could totally see
my
someone
God.
being surprised that I was like, "Oh, you're so well spoken."
That's a pretty good bit, actually.
I should try that actually.
That is a pretty decent conversation.
Because yeah, I've been trying to fuck around with it on stage a little bit. Just
People
riffing on
saying
that.
like, "Oh, like yeah, that black guy's well spoken." It's like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But when I wear a NASCAR hat and they say you're so well spoken,
Yeah.
it's like that's also fucked
Yeah,
up.
what
That's
it's the same
good.
thing. Yeah,
That's a funny one. I like
yeah.
that.
I might try that tonight. I'm gonna go to Creek tonight to try that.
Yeah, you know, fuck it.
I'm gonna do that for the 8 comics in the audience at the Creek.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm gonna be fucking just ripping it. I told you about my Narbar experience, right?
Was it today?
No, it was like 3 weeks ago.
No, what happened?
So I go to Narbar. I'm going to hang at Sunset for the night, and I saw that there was a Narbar mic. So I'm like, all right, I'll pop in. Host goes up, does 5. I'm like 5th. So I'm like, I'll be here for 20 minutes, whatever.
Was the host Brian?
No, I don't even know his name. Some younger kid. And his friends keep coming in, so they keep bumping me. They're just bumping me. I'm like,
Classic Narbar.
Classic downtown, classic Narbar. I'm like, whatever. They keep doing it. Eventually, I just go up to him. I was like, hey, like, when am I going on? He's like, sorry, bro. Like, you're on deck, bro. You're on deck. And he keeps doing the thing where he goes, you've seen this next guy on Kill Tony. It's like, because he bombed on Kill Tony 3 years ago, I don't know if that's the intro that he deserves at this open mic. They bark 10 people in. The host goes up and does his original 5.
That's crazy.
I have never seen that in my life.
That is so
just
crazy.
does the original 5.
That would piss me off so much.
I was like, I could not believe it. I was there with my friend Serena. I could not believe it.
That
I
is
was like,
absolutely psychotic.
Yes. I was
I'm
like,
surprised
okay.
the other comics didn't be like, honestly, that's fucking ridiculous that you did that.
I've told a couple people about this, and they're like, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Tell me after this.
I'll tell
I
you.
would
after,
love
I
to
think
find out.
I'll
who
have to
that
find
is.
him on Instagram, but
I bet I know who it is already too.
yeah, you probably do. That's what everyone said. I had never heard of the kid. I don't know him. I'm honestly not even trying to talk shit. But when I
think I
people-
know exactly who this guy is.
When I tell the story, everyone was like, I know who that is. I was
Yeah.
like, yep.
That's so fucking ridiculous. I
Yeah.
can't believe that.
So people, every time someone's like, dude, you gonna hit Narbar tonight? I was like, I think I might just kill myself.
I try to avoid that place. I really do.
It is disgusting in there.
It's kind of gross.
It's really gross.
Sometimes you get good crowds though, and it's pretty good. And you can see their faces, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, the bumping, and I think there's just, it's just kind of a gross spot.
It is. No, it's
I try to
disgusting.
stay away from 6th in general.
Yeah, it's real gross. Look at the muscle tone on my.
Hell yeah, dude. I saw a
Remember-
guy with a calf muscle at a wedding I was at this weekend.
Yeah.
Looked like a chicken breast. The thing was huge.
No shit. I'm
was like-
jealous. I might get implants.
Yeah, people do that.
No, I think that's Johnny Drama. Does
You got
that in Entourage.
dysmorphia, dude? You got dysmorph?
chicken leg dysmorphia.
Dude, my legs chicken as hell, dog.
Yeah. No, I'm a pretty scrawny guy.
That's fine.
Yeah. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I'm
I think
also scrawny. I think it's good to be scrawny.
I think so too, and I think that's why I'm so impressed with like morbidly obese people. Because like I genuinely like I've tried to gain weight in a healthy way and I just can't.
It's
do it.
hard.
It's hard.
I think people are always like, oh, yeah, gaining weight, like what a terrible issue to have. But it's actually pretty fucking hard.
It's actually difficult. Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Because once losing weight is probably hard too. I don't know. Like, I think objectively, outside of everything, putting on weight might be harder.
It is.
Because you have to shove
Yeah.
more in you and that hurts. It's like not comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%, bro. I'm not buying it with like, oh, it's genetics. That's why I'm so
Yeah,
fat.
but to
no.
eat 500 calories less is like, you can't do that?
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard, dude.
It's not even like calories either. It's like just stop eating fucking Costco
Yeah.
bags of peanut M&Ms.
Just eat something a little better, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be, like, I bet, dude, if I was 400 pounds right now, the hardest thing is changing your lifestyle. That's really the big thing.
Yeah.
But if I had the mindset I had now in the fat body, I
Yeah.
bet I would lose it all pretty quick.
Yeah, 100%.
I would lose it all pretty quick. Just because the way I eat is not that bad.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard to not be 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Yeah. I eat like chicken and rice
Yeah.
most of my meals.
Well, most
Apples.
of the world like eats that, and they're not. Like, what percent of the world is like morbidly obese outside of America? It's like 2%, I think. It's not a lot of people.
It's not a lot. But I mean, Europe doesn't want to admit it, but they're getting fat too.
Are they really?
Yeah. Another one is like we go to Brazil, a lot of fat people in Brazil.
No shit.
In the richer areas. So in like a wealthy area, you'll see a lot more fat people.
Okay.
Because they kind of have the same thing that we have, where it's like if you're wealthy, you're eating a lot more. You're just kind of letting yourself go just because you have money to spend.
Yeah. We made it. Might as
Yeah.
well eat. Yeah, fuck it.
And they do that. And they also have really cheesy food there, like crazy cheesy food. And that shit just sticks in you.
Yeah. I never would have guessed that the Brazilians are eating a bunch of cheese.
Yeah, yeah. Pão de queijo. It's their big thing.
That's how you say it.
It's bread cheese.
Why do you go to Brazil so much?
I'm Brazilian.
You are?
Yeah.
No
Brazilian.
shit.
Yep, my whole family's Brazilian. So we go there, see family.
No way.
People are always blown away.
Are you like you're full on Brazilian?
Pode falar português também, cara, se você quiser.
I mean, that's a yes.
Yo.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like, were your parents born there?
My mom was.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
My dad's a bit of a drifter, but he's originally from LA. But he's been all over. But he doesn't really have much family on his side. So my mom's side of the family is really where we lean on.
Hell yeah. So do you go down there like every year pretty much?
Year. I was there in January this year. We usually go during the winter because over there it's summer.
Yeah.
And then we just hang out.
Where in Sao Paulo?
Yeah. That's the state. The city, not so much because it's gross.
Yeah.
But there's like some cities outside. One of them's called Jundiaí. That's where my cousins all live. So.
Okay, right on. Dude, that's exciting, man. My relatives are just from fucking Wisconsin. It's so boring.
No, dude, Wisconsin's cool too.
No,
I kind of wish I had American relatives sometimes because it is cool to be like, yeah, I'm Brazilian. Yeah, it's interesting. It's exotic. But man, it's a fucking bummer buying that plane ticket every year.
How much is it? How much did it hit you for?
It's like $1,200 or something.
Yeah,
It's like fuck.
I bought a trip. I'm going home in June for a week, and it was $220.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to speak your native language to your relatives too. That's the other thing. It's kind of a pain in the ass to be like, because I speak Portuguese, but I'm not completely
Fluent.
100% fluent. So sometimes I'm in conversations that I'm like, I don't really know where this went.
Yeah.
Kind of lost track.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, and it's so. And sometimes you just want to talk in your own language. It's just like, I think I'm just done.
I'm just done.
I'm just so tired of thinking and doing everything in that language.
Yeah. I'm like, I could get by in Spanish, but if you just drop me in Mexico City, no shot. Like, I wouldn't be able to just like have a fluent conversation. It would be like the guy would have to baby me to like give me directions. I could see that being like really, after like a week, you're like, okay, I just need to fucking order some food in English here.
I can get by in Portuguese, and if you drop me in São Paulo, I would make it just fine.
Yeah.
But it's connecting with a human being. Like, you can't have a deep conversation with someone when they're a little bit off on the language.
Yeah.
Because things get lost, and it's like, well, it's like, what did he say? Did he actually say that? Or like, what did he mean by that? You know, and then you start overthinking stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, kind of morbid, but I went on a date with a Brazilian girl like a couple months ago.
Or she died.
She was asking me about my family, and she was like she was probably as good at English as I am at like Spanish, so like not.
Oh, really?
She was couldn't really speak English. She was asking me about my family. And she was like, "And your mom?" And I was like, "Well, my mom passed away from cancer." And she was like, "What?" It's like, my mother is dead. Like, I couldn't.
Oh, she couldn't.
She couldn't figure out what I was talking. She goes, oh no. She finally figured it out. Like, I can't believe this was a minute of my life. Just like, my mom.
She's fucking dead.
Yeah, she's dead. She died, okay? Do you understand? So we're just like at Juice Land. Like, I'm just like breaking down.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
actually hilarious.
It's just like,
You should do that as a bit.
you think so? Yeah,
that's
maybe
so
I'll try
funny.
that. Just like, she is dead. I was like, do I
Just-
need to pull out fucking Google Translate?
Me
Like,
on a date with this lady. She's no longer with us. Okay? She's fucking dead,
yeah,
bitch.
she finally
Do you
got it.
understand?
It was actually, she goes, oh no. She also, my roommate, the guy I live with, has a dog that he adopted from Korea. And I told the Brazilian girl about that, and she thought it was North Korea.
Oh, wow.
She was like, oh no.
Oh, no. That dog is a spy.
Yeah. But she was cute. She was real cool. But it was just like, I could totally see, like, I think she was frustrated with herself at times because she, like, we just like, couldn't
figure it out.
Like what you were saying, like, couldn't really connect on like
Yeah.
a human level. But I wish her well.
That's the thing, man. It's like people, and I think a lot of people that only speak one language, they think it's like you either have it or you don't have it. It's like you're either fluent or you're not fluent.
Yeah.
But there's so much in between.
Yeah.
Like so much. It's a huge spectrum. And sometimes you can have conversations about work with someone, but when it comes to connecting with them or laughing or making jokes,
Yeah.
completely gone.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I don't understand what the joke was. I
Yeah.
don't understand the lingo, the jargon, the cadence. I didn't get it. That's another thing I hate about going to Brazil is I can't make jokes. It's so hard for me. Because I think when I'm talking generally with people that I like, my family, I want to be dropping in jokes every now and then.
Yeah.
And I just can't do that.
Yeah.
I just can't. I have to just give them the point. And then they're like, okay, there's like, that's cool, I guess.
Just not quite on the same wavelength. Yeah.
And then I try to make a joke, but then in that language, it's maybe not funny or it's not, the wording was offensive maybe. Like,
Yeah.
because, you know, when jokes are playing with what's cool
Yeah.
and what's not cool.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go for it and they're like, oh, no, we don't say that. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you can't, how are you going to understand like a pun in a
Yeah.
different language type of thing?
Exactly. That's another one. So a big event that happened to me was I took my cousin golfing for the first time in Brazil. And they
Yeah.
have like one golf course in the city. Nobody golfs there.
Yeah.
And they have this expression called sacocheo, which means, I'll tell you what it means in a second.
Okay.
But generally the general vibe is I'm over it. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it means.
Yeah.
It's like I'm over it.
Yeah.
So we go to this golf club and I walk in and my cousin's like getting all the stuff ready for us. And he's like, you want to do 9 or 18 holes? And I'm like, let's do 9. And if we're done with it, I use the expression, if we're done with it, then we can just, we can leave. But if not, then we can come back and do 18.
Yeah.
And he was looking at me like, and so was the girls that were like setting up the whole thing. And I'm like, what'd I say? And he goes, yeah, you shouldn't use that expression. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then later on, he tells me sacocheo basically is a really gross way of saying I'm done with it.
Oh, okay.
And the
yeah.
actual translation is like your balls are filled with cum. And you're done with it. Like it's like sacocheo means sack filled, like it's filled. And I was like, oh, definitely should not have used that. But it's because I learned Portuguese through a bunch of bros.
Yeah.
And like chatting with the homies.
Yeah,
So
but
they say that all the time.
Yeah, but it's weird. First of all, it's weird that means I'm over it. But just to be like, should we play 9 or 18? Just be like, my balls are full.
My balls are full.
My balls are full. Let's play 9. It's like, okay.
Dude, the face they gave, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it's like, that's funny that you knew instantly. Probably like, oh, what did I?
I knew as soon as I said, I was
Yeah,
like,
like, oh, fuck.
what did I just do?
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry.
Whatever I said was the wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
Sacocheo.
Sacocheo.
Sacocheo. I'm gonna start saying that.
Yeah.
Just in the least appropriate times. Sacocheo.
You ever been to another country?
I've been to Mexico and the Dominican Republic.
What were you doing there?
In the DR. My friend's family's all from there, so they have this sweet beach house. Like
Oh,
on
nice.
On the north, it's super all. It's not like touristy at all. It's all Dominican people there. So there's like 15 of us went
Just
down
hung
there.
out?
Yeah, for like 2 weeks. It was fucking
Like a
awesome.
bachelor party or just a boys
Not
trip?
even. It was like 8 years ago. We were just like fresh out of college. Just like 15 of us went down there.
That's badass.
Just got wild. Yeah.
Should do something like that every year with your
know.
buddies.
Well, we should definitely have like a reunion trip, I think.
Yeah.
Because it would be so fun to go back down there. I know my friend, like his family, they go down there once a year.
Yeah. It's tough to stay in contact with those guys is the thing.
Yeah,
Because,
it is.
you guys are all probably doing your own thing in life.
Yep, all over the country now. Some of them, it's like, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, I haven't talked to that guy in a year. You know what I mean? It's kind of sad, but it's also, I can't believe that their family allowed that. Just have like 22-year-old, 22-year-olds. Let's give them the house. They've reiterated multiple times, like, do not bring prostitutes back to the house. Please do not bring hookers.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
They'll fucking steal and shit.
Oh my God, yeah. That was like the main rule. But
Yeah.
yeah, that house was awesome.
Yeah, my buddies do something like that. Try to every year at least. We went to Colorado one year. We did a beach trip in Corpus another year. It's good. It is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But
It sucks when you can tell that's not happening with that group of friends, when that kind of stopped happening. It's like, holy fuck. Now I'm thinking about it, like it was 8 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
yeah.
But
you just moved here for comedy specifically?
not really. Well, sort of. I was sick of the Midwest. I was so sick of winter. And then my friend moved down here a couple years ago. He works at the mothership. And then
What's his name?
Fuzzy Kilji.
Oh, you know Fuzzy.
Yeah. I
Oh,
grew
nice.
up with Fuzzy. Yeah. He's
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Fuzzy's the fucking man. And then, so I visited him like 3 years ago in Austin. And I was like, this is cool. This is all right. And my mom got sick, and I had to deal with that bullshit. And then my buddy lived in Orange County. I moved down here in September of 23, and like his lease was up right as I was about to move. And I was like, we should just get a house in Austin. He's like, fuck it, I'm down. So we just like kind of met in Austin. But yeah, it was kind of like I knew eventually I was going to get on stage and do comedy, but I didn't move here specifically to like do stand up.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It was just a good side thing.
It was a good side thing, and like obviously if my one of my best friends is like heavily involved in the scene, eventually I'm gonna get dragged into it.
Yeah.
But I never like I've always loved comedy, but through my like 20s I was like, I'm not getting on stage. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't
So
have
how old are you?
29.
Yeah, that's how I felt. But I was sort of busy with work and just doing work stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I turned 30, it was like a good moment where I was in between jobs. And I was like, I think I just want to try to do comedy.
Yeah.
That was like last year. So.
Yeah. It's fun, man. Obviously now it's like I should have just done it way sooner, but I don't know. But I never had a desire. Like I was never like, oh, I want to be a performer. I never had that. Like I wasn't in theater in high school at all. I don't really like public speaking.
But that's what's cool about comedy is that it's not really a performance.
You don't really need any talent.
Yeah. Like there are some people who are like, oh, they want to like really express themselves up there and
Yeah.
be really expressive.
Yeah.
And that's good and it's funny. But then I've seen other comics who are just like very motionless on stage.
Yeah.
And the writing just speaks for itself. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's perfect. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like a big one on me was Dion Cole. You know who that guy is?
No.
You probably know him. He got the Old Spice contract.
Oh. Is he the black guy in the ridiculous commercials for Old Spice?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
This guy here. I love this guy's stand-up, man. I think he's so good.
I didn't know he was even a comic.
Yeah, he's his stand-up is fucking. I think that's how he got started was his stand-up. But his stand-up is very. This special was so funny.
So he just stands and delivers.
He just-
standing still.
Mike in the mic stand, and he just
Yeah.
sits there and like, man, how come all these bitches be doing something
Yeah.
like that? And just kind of looks around. It's funny as shit, dude. It's so good, and
Dude,
he
I'll check him
doesn't,
out.
and he's just motionless.
Yeah.
I would check it out. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I saw Segura live like 5 years ago. I don't think his feet moved for the entire hour. Like he
Yeah?
he just stood there. Yeah, he just stood there and like he was like expressive with his face and stuff. He wasn't just like monotone, but
Segura's funny. It's funny. His comedy is interesting to me because it's very like he does what do you call it? And then she said this, and I go, no.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's kind of his whole punchline is him
Yeah.
going, no,
yeah.
that's stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's
Dude,
like
His shit from like 2014, like the what's that show? Not Prison Break. Scared Straight bit. So fucking funny, man.
Bikes.
Yeah. So good. Can I pee again really quick?
Yeah.
Pee.
And that's why he says bikes all the time.
That's why he says bikes all the time. But yeah, he just fucking. That is like his whole thing, kind of, isn't it?
Yeah.
He just like.
He goes, no.
Really?
Yeah. Just calling people out on being dumb.
Yeah, just like a guy you met at the bank.
Bop, 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 bop. Bop. Bop, 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 bow. Bop, 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 bow.
A lot of chatter about how I'm, without question, the most hydrated comic in the city. Unbelievably hydrated.
Man, I pee so much.
Man, shit.
Man, shit, I pee so much, you don't even know.
You don't even know, dog. I was trying to write a joke about how a lot of people wish they were black so they could say the N-word. Not me. I wish I was black so I could say the word shit real slow.
Shit.
Yeah. Say, well, Jackson, you can do that if you're white. You don't have to be black. Can you?
I think you can.
Can you, though?
I did,
When would it ever be appropriate for you to say...
I was at Roscoe's, and I don't even know why this was funny, but it ended up being hilarious. I had this bit where I was like, I think it'd be funny if they did if the Japanese caught on to the fact that black people love anime, and they start making anime remakes for black people. So instead of Sailor Moon, there's Sailor Moonique. And everyone was like, what? And then I was like, and she's up there like, she. And people thought that was so funny. They were like, that's fucking hilarious.
That is really good.
Yeah.
You were just... Was that just a riff or what?
No, it was a joke I've had for a while, but...
I like that.
Yeah.
Moonique.
Sailor Moonique.
Dude, there's a... fuck, I forget his name. He opened for Rory in when I saw him at Comedy on State. And he had this really funny bit about how like a lot of city names in Wisconsin sound like black girl names.
Oh,
like
Madison?
Like Kenosha, like Waukesha. She gonna be there.
That's pretty good.
I was trying to think, like, there's not a lot of cities around here that kind of have that Native American. A lot of it's like native fucking.
Oh yeah, Texas
sound.
killed all the natives. That's why.
Yeah, good job on that, by the way.
Oh shit. Yeah, we had Cherokee and we slaughtered them.
Yeah, it's called taking care of business. That's why there's no casinos down here. You can't gamble. You killed all the natives.
I think in every state there's like a bunch of reservations. I'm pretty sure Texas only has one or two.
Yeah,
and it's because Cherokee Nation got wrecked by the Texans. They shit on them.
Yeah.
It's
a very violent history in this state.
Very violent. Like, and that's why you see all the street names around here. You know what I'm talking about?
Colonel, whatever the fuck you know.
Slaughter, Gatling gun. One of them's called Hangman. Like, there's a bunch of like crazy ass names.
Yeah, one's just the N-word.
Yeah.
Boulevard.
N-word Boulevard. It's like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah, that's wild.
But it's, because Texas just fucking was killing everybody. They didn't fuck around.
Insane history for this state. Like, so I dated a girl last year who was from Texas. She was like, did you, like, in Wisconsin, do you have to take, like, history of Wisconsin class?
Yeah, did you? That's a good question.
Well, I told her, I was like, the history of Wisconsin is just a bunch of German and Polish dudes.
Yeah.
Got there and they're like, good enough? Like, yeah, good enough. And now they've just been drinking beer and eating brats ever since. We didn't go to fucking war.
Yeah.
And like have a cannon and say, come and take it or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. The Texas history was interesting. I actually, my first 12 years of my life, I grew up in California.
Where in California?
The Bay.
Okay.
So, and we had to take California history, which was also interesting.
Yeah.
Because California history is a lot of first Native Americans, then it becomes Lewis and Clark, then it turns into Gold Rush.
Yes.
And Gold Rush was like a huge piece of it. Like that's how the whole state started was Gold Rush. And everyone moved in just because of that. And then it turns into, they have a whole chapter on the Donner Party. You know what the Donner Party is? Oh, I love when people don't know what this is. It's so fucking fun. So the Donner Party was a group of people that were traveling to the California. And they cross the Rockies and they go into Tahoe. And Tahoe is like a mountain range.
Yep.
And they get lost. And they're stuck, they're snowed in on the mountains. And there's like maybe 150 of them. They get stuck in the mountains, they eat the horses, and then they eat the old people. And then they start eating all the dead. These people turn to cannibals.
Is this the foundation of Mormonism?
No, this is past
that would have
Mormons.
fired me up. Okay.
No,
Keep
past
going.
Mormons. But then I think there were only like 10 or 20 survivors. And they ate all the rest of them. They were like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like, oh, they ate a little bit. They ate them.
They ate everybody.
Because they couldn't go anywhere. They were so snowed in.
Yeah.
And it's like a huge story that everyone in California, and I was like, damn, dude, I'm fucking 12. You're teaching me this shit.
Yeah.
But then I came to Texas, and my first year here, I took Texas history, which was also pretty interesting because there's it's a lot more war.
Yeah.
It's a lot more war with like the Mexicans. They make you watch The Alamo. You ever seen that movie? Damn, you got to watch The Alamo, bro.
Yeah.
Because it does kind of get you fired up.
People here are fired up about the Alamo still.
Yeah, it does kind of get you fired up.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of a cool story how we got Davy Crockett.
Yeah.
You got Sam Houston.
Yeah.
You got Stephen F. Austin. You got, there's no guy named Dallas, but there's, and it's all in San Antonio.
It was Joaquin Dallas. That's why he's left out. It was a black guy. Yeah.
Kenosha, Dallas. And then they're all these like just fucking heroes of a time happen to be in this fucking chapel defending against the ultimate enemy of the Mexicans.
The ultimate enemy. To this day, by the way.
To this day.
Yeah.
And then they all die heroically. It's fucking badass. It honestly is a crazy good story.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been to the Alamo. Like when I was in San Antonio, I went in there and it was wild to think like, holy fuck.
What's weird is that it's just like downtown.
Yeah. I did not expect that at all.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's like buildings. And then the fucking Alamo is right here.
Yeah. It's cool that they preserved it.
It is cool, but it's crazy when you watch the movie because back when you watch the movie, there's nothing around. Downtown San Antonio is not there.
Yeah.
It's just a chapel. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, it's crazy to think that in a matter of 140 years, we made this shit,
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, Texas history.
It's wild, man. Like it's so cool to have such a wild history. Because it's just like if you're in the Midwest, it's just not.
They don't do anything like that? They don't do like a Northwestern, Midwest history?
Dude, literally nothing has happened.
Damn.
For 200 years in that state.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't give
Remember
me anything Wisconsin specific that you're like, that was gangster as hell that we did that.
Absolutely not. It's remember Todd and Susie's fish fry in '94? It's like, oh yeah, sure.
That fish fry went hard though.
Yeah. No, there's nothing. There's no like war or anything. Like we're just kind of chilling, like just hanging out again, just eating cheese.
No
broths.
shit with the Canadians. Like you Canadians got
Imagine
beef.
beefing with the Canadians. There's no beef with the Canadians. They're the same as us. Just a bunch of, hey, how's it going?
Beefing with Canadians is crazy.
Yeah. No, they're white, so.
Yeah. How much beef can there be?
Right, the Texans, if Texas was on the Canadian border, it would have been no issues at all.
Yeah, it's easier to kill someone when they speak a different language.
Yeah. Also, if you told like Houston and all those guys, Sam Houston, all those guys, you're gonna die historically in the Alamo, and I'm gonna show you what San Antonio looks like 100 years from now or 140 years from now. There's a lot of fucking Mexicans walking around still.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, wait, what did we die for?
Did we win or did we? What the fuck? It's funny though. Like I remember when I first came. So when I came to Austin to visit Fuzzy, like 4 years ago, I'd never been to Texas, but I'd been to Mexico, And I remember landing in Austin. I was like, oh, this is Mexico. Like the foliage is the same. That I was like, we just happened to win that war, and now this part of 'cause what is it, 98 right now outside?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You go to Mexico, you can tell the difference in the what do you call it, landscape.
Yeah,
You can tell it is a little bit more like here we have trees, like
don't have trees,
pretty big tree. Like we have a lot more tree-ish situated. There, it's a lot more shrubbery.
okay.
There are trees, but it's a lot more shrubbery still.
The people too.
Yeah.
Shorter. I was a short Mexican.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Tortas. I love that term, by the way.
Tortas,
Do you know that?
like the tostada.
That's what they. That's like slang for like a chubby Latina woman. They call them tortas.
Oh really?
I think it's so funny.
That's funny. You guys don't have a lot of Mexicans in Wisconsin?
Oh, they're everywhere, bro.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, Mexicans are. Every
Yeah.
corner of the earth you'll find. Like if you go to an Asian restaurant in Australia, there'll be Mexicans working the kitchen in there.
No way. That's not true.
But
You're
they
bullshitting.
are in Wisconsin though. There's a good amount of Mexicans up there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, not like here, but yeah, there's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. I remember I went to Chicago and I was like, I haven't seen a Mexican in a while.
Yeah.
But then you go into a kitchen and you're like, oh, there they are.
There they are. Yep. Or if you drive through, like, who's mowing the lawn? We're getting a little dicey here.
You're getting dicey.
Getting a little dicey.
You're running a line. I do like. I mean, I'm so stupid. I love Mexicans. That's so dumb.
Let us clarify. We
After
love
everything we
Mexicans.
said,
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. Like everybody knows. Like, yeah, they do. They do lawns. It's a good one to do.
They build all the stuff. I don't understand where the lazy Mexican stereotype ever came from.
I don't think that ever was a stereotype.
It's a thing though. Like people say, like, "Oh, lazy."
Where are they?
Mexican.
Who's saying that?
White people? A lot.
There's
of them.
no way that people are saying that.
If you look it up, it's
That
like a
sounds
thing.
like a white people in Wisconsin thing. People talking about
Maybe it is.
lazy Mexican. I think white people in Texas are like Mexicans are working harder
I
than
think
us.
that's what it is.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people down here know, but it's like for sure a stereotype, like the lazy Mexican.
That's crazy.
I know, it's
I
so
cannot
inaccurate.
imagine that being a thing.
It's the most inaccurate like description. Like
Completely
that's
inaccurate.
The last word out. Like, bro, they're still building houses out like where I live off William Cannon.
Yeah.
It takes them like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You get,
I was
like, a
talking,
full house.
dude. I was talking. So people that work construction is one. That's
Mm-hmm.
a hard job. I worked at a Chinese restaurant when I was in college, and I talked to the guys in the kitchen all the time, and they worked the lunch and the dinner shifts every fucking day.
Every day.
Every fucking day. Yep. Lunch and dinner, they're stuck in that restaurant. They had a 2-hour break between lunch and dinner, and then they were back in the kitchen, and they were closed Sundays. Mm-hmm. And on Sundays, they had a little thing going on at their house. They all live in the same house.
Yep.
They were sharing rooms, happy as fuck.
Yeah.
And when you talk to them, they're like, yeah, we're just here working until we get enough money, and then we're going to go back home.
Yeah.
We send everything back.
Respect.
Dude, I would never work that hard.
No, it's actually insane. Like I remember I worked like a catering job in college, and like they had like the students working the catering, and then there's like another little section that was just the Mexican dudes who were basically doing the same thing, but just so much more efficient and better at the job than us. And they would, like same thing, dude. They would get there at like 10 a.m. and then they'd leave at 11 p.m. I saw one of them yawn once, and I was like, oh shit, they're human.
Someone had a bit, I forgot what comic it was, about about Asian people too. He's like, Asian people work hard as fuck. Oh,
Yeah.
it was Colin Quinn.
Okay.
He goes, if you ever see an Asian on vacation, he goes, how an Asian on vacation is when they walk out of the restaurant and they do that little like back thing. they stretch and they're like, okay, time to get back to work.
Back to work. Yeah. That's funny.
It's so good.
They do work super hard.
Yeah, Asians work hard. Like the lady that ran the Asian restaurant I worked at, same thing. She was there all the time.
Yeah.
It was an interesting dynamic. She was the owner, Asian. She was there all the time. The chefs, Mexican, there all the time. And then all of the waiters and the wait staff, white kids going to college.
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting. I don't know
That is
why.
interesting. Yeah.
You would think
Kind of
that-
shitty that the only customer-facing interactions were the white people.
Yeah. sales job.
It's a business decision, I suppose.
It is.
Yeah.
It's technically like the first sales job you have, right?
Well, technically, like, you're not fully white, though. You get a little...
No, I'm Latino.
Yeah, you're Latino.
I want to make a bit out of that. So far, all I do is I tell people like, yeah, I'm actually Latino. And they look at me like, and I'm like, Brazilian word.
Yeah.
And
So why? Here's a question for you. If
Yeah.
you're like applying for a job or any like form you have to fill out, sometimes they'll just ask you like,
do I
what-
put Latino?
why is that? Why is it Latino or not? Why
So I
is that
sell mortgages.
Yeah.
And on every single mortgage application, there is the demographic questionnaire.
Yeah.
And the layout is, are you black, white, Pacific Islander, Asian Indian, other,
Yeah.
or Samoan is another one they ask. And then they have a separate section, which is, are you Hispanic
Yes.
or not?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Why is that the case?
Because there are white people in Mexico that are technically Hispanic.
How?
Well, there's white people in Mexico.
Yeah.
There's white people in Argentina. There's white people in Brazil.
I guess, but why is that such a big deal for like a mortgage for whatever?
I have no idea. Oh, for mortgage, it makes because they want to make sure there's a regulatory community that makes sure that the mortgage company isn't being racist. So they go through every application that you've gotten.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you've been turning down a lot of black people that
Yeah.
seem to be qualified.
Yeah.
You know who got hit with that? Wells Fargo.
No shit.
They are blatantly racist. So Wells Fargo, like the average turn down rate for qualified candidates. So these are
Yeah.
people that were qualified, but they just decided they're not going to do it. The average turn down rate for anybody, any race, was something like 2% or something. But was Wells Fargo with black people only, it was something like 6%.
Okay.
And it was like, they're being fucking racist,
Clearly,
dude. And
yeah.
these are people that qualified. They just decided we're not going to do it. You know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But isn't that so weird that there's like the whole section of like black, Pacific Islander, Asian, and then there's a whole other one of just like, are you Hispanic?
It is weird. I don't know why it matters.
You know what I'm realizing right now? So do you click yes, Hispanic, Latino?
No, because the thing is that Brazilians are not technically Hispanic.
Oh.
Hispanic means that you are of Spanish descent or Spanish origin, which includes pretty much any country in South America except for Brazil.
Except for Brazil.
But Brazil is Latino.
Yeah.
Because that means Latin descent of a Latin language.
Here's a question for you. Does does the music in Brazil, is it the same drum line as every other Latin country? Does every song just go doom, 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 doom?
So funny you bring this up because they do it differently. So I know exactly what you mean. In every Mexican song,
It's an entire continent.
but in Brazil, it's not quite that. It's like, I'm trying to think of the beat. It's more like
You just start singing Kelly Clarkson. It's like, whoa.
it's like so similar, but it's not. It's like it's a little bit more faster pace.
Yeah.
It's kind of gayer. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Portuguese is just gay Spanish." That's like
Yeah.
a big thing I've heard.
Yeah.
It's that beat, but a little faster and a little bit more flary.
Yeah. A little more hips going on.
Yeah, a little bit more hips because they have the samba in Brazil, and the samba is when you're moving your feet really fast. And in Mexico, they don't have a samba; they have the salsa, so it's a little bit more slow.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting.
yeah, it's all different, you know.
It's just slightly different.
Slightly
Same with
different.
Portuguese and Spanish, just a
Slightly different.
different turn.
The way to describe it, I think, is like you ever heard someone speaking Dutch,
Yes.
and you're like, "Damn, is that English?" Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
almost.
It's
It's like fuck, that's
Yeah.
so close.
very close.
But it's something you're not quite clicking. That's the difference between Portuguese and Spanish.
Yeah. I like the way Portuguese sounds, man. Like that girl I wanted to date with, I couldn't really understand her. But
Yeah.
like, I like the way it
She's
sounds.
like, fofinho, eu moro lá no Brasil,
Yeah.
ficando assim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. It's kind of it's like French backwards or something. Like it just
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like something about it is.
Portuguese from Portugal sounds like shit, though.
Yeah.
They go, oh, sou de Portugal. Portugal, português, ficou aqui, ficando aqui, ficou a passaí.
So you guys hate each other's versions of Portuguese.
They know they sound like shit.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be the arrogant ones who are like,
They're not arrogant about it. Portuguese
okay.
Portuguese people are cool. Like they're
Yeah.
pretty cool. But like Brazilian Portuguese is just far superior. Like it's
Yeah.
one of the most beautiful languages on earth.
yeah. That's interesting. That
Yeah.
the updated version kind of is the better one.
Is for sure better. Like
Yeah.
American English isn't bad. I don't think it's annoying the way we talk. I think it's just very bland. But when you hear someone from England speak, you're like, ooh, that's good.
Yeah, dude.
know?
You know what's funny? I don't know if I was telling you this or if I was telling someone else this. I was in a gas station in like rural Alabama. We were on a road trip going to Florida, and there was a British guy in there, and he had it was like Liverpool level British of like very hard to understand.
Liverpool.
Yeah, and the guy was that your Liverpool accent?
That's my best.
Liverpool.
I'm from Liverpool.
I'm a Scouser. Ooh, Liverpool. But he was like trying to like talk to the guy. But the guy behind the counter is an Alabama redneck.
What a crazy combo.
Oh, like they were speaking different languages.
He's like, hello, mate.
And yeah, and the guy behind the counter got frustrated and he said, "Speak English" to the guy.
That's so
And the guy was like,
funny.
"I'm from England, you stupid motherfucker. What's wrong with you?" He's like, "Boy, speak English."
Oh,
He's like, I'm from England, dipshit.
That's, dude, we invented it, you
Yeah, I literally,
cocksucker.
yeah, like it's in the name, you idiot.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so funny.
I know. It's one. I wish I had that interaction on film because it was truly two different languages. Like there was no.
That is very cool.
It also caught me so off guard because it's like dude, if you drive through like North Alabama, you're driving by like old like fucking plantations and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And you pull into like a little gas station, Confederate flag, and you just hear some guy like British accent out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're going to be looking like, what are you, gay?
Yeah, this boy's queer.
Yo, that how you gay talk?
This boy's queer.
I bet you're from the city.
Yeah. They think that's Chicago or something. Yeah. What are you from, New York, boy?
Yeah, what are you from, Mobile?
Yeah. Look at you wearing a collared shirt.
Yeah.
Like a queer.
Like a gay guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you voted for Biden.
I bet you voted.
I bet you're a Biden supporter. It's like, this guy's so dumb.
Yeah.
I hate that. I think America is great and a lot of what we do is great. But goddamn, the problem with this country is that we're so big and there's so many dumbass motherfucking people
really
here.
bad,
It's so bad. Because the thing with England is nobody hates the English. No. These days, you can be like, in the past, we hated the English.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Questionable resume.
yeah. But
But
in the modern age, how do you hate the English? They're all pretty smart. They're all pretty worldly. They all
Yeah.
kind of get it.
yeah. Teeth are gross, but they're cool.
Yeah, but America, we're too big. We got too many goofballs.
Yeah.
Another one is the Russians. That's why I think they have the same problem we do.
Too fucking big.
Too fucking big. They got too many dumbass people there that are like, hell yeah, dude, fucking invade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's their issue, is they got a bunch of redneck Russians.
Yeah, who like are Putin fans?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why. Because they have like a whole, like their media is like state owned and closed off, right? So like everyone in Russia is just like getting whatever Putin wants them to hear. Is that
Yeah.
accurate?
Yeah.
That's not ideal.
But I think that's what they're suffering from too. They have the same downside that we have. Just
Yeah.
too many fucking people.
Yeah. Well, it's huge.
Yeah.
The whole country is huge. What part of like, I would like to see a map of, can you pull up a map of Russia to see where the people in Russia actually are?
Yeah, let's see. Well, they're all in Moscow.
Yeah, like is the rest of it just not
I think
inhabited?
the Russian population is probably the same size as Texas, which is probably around, I would guess, 10 million people, something like that.
Yeah. Search like like Russia population density. Yeah. Yeah, see that north part where it's like just the top of Asia. There's probably nobody up there. Why the fuck would you live there?
You ever play EthnoGuessr?
Sounds fun.
Dude, it's very fun.
Wait, were you telling me about this? It's just like a. Should
It's
we play
like-
it? Can we play it right now?
Let's see if we can do it.
EthnoGuessr.
It's literally. But the reason I brought it up is because in the game EthnoGuessr, you get a lot of these Asian people that are from like North
Russia. Yeah. You know what's funny is like I've learned a lot about this through like
Here, let's do the daily.
boxing and like fighters.
Oh my
kind
God,
of.
we got a white guy. That's crazy. Okay, where do you think?
Where are these guys from?
Yeah.
I would go like Germany-ish.
Germany?
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong jar. I might actually agree with you.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Bullseye.
Yeah, it was a bullseye, dude. That's crazy that we got a white guy on the first one.
I'm really good at EthnoGuessr turns. Also, what a crazy like if this game didn't exist and I pitched it to you,
Oh, it sounds so
you'd be
racist.
like, what do you? No, let's not do that.
Yeah,
let's have white people guess what the like.
But what's interesting is that it feels racist, but it's actually like educational.
No, it actually is. Yeah.
Because it actually is teaching you, like, oh, these people are from
Yeah.
this race, which came from this time, which is like this.
I had a professor in college say that you should be able to tell the difference. Like, if you see an Asian person, you should be able to tell like what country they're from.
What
and I
country?
thought it was so racist at the time, but I guess you can kind of tell.
Dude, I kind of love. I don't ask, but I always am like, Korean.
Am I right? Yeah.
Okay, what about this one? This one's tough. This is a tough one.
I would say China or like Thailand, maybe even a little
So
south of.
I see the eyes are a little softer
Oh yeah.
and a nice jaw. That's a strong jaw.
So not China.
So I don't think China. I actually am going to lock in Kazakhstan.
No shit.
I think that's where they're from.
Do
I
it.
think it's a Kazakhstan.
I think you're kind. I think it's a little left of China. Left is retarded to say left, but you motherfucker! Look at that.
I'm so good, dude. I'm telling you, I'm so fucking
Wait,
good.
wait.
Bullseye.
How did you pronounce that country?
Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan.
Oh, I guess Kazakhstan.
Isn't it Kazakhstan?
Yeah, it is.
Or does Borat?
It might
say
be a
wrong?
tomato tomorrow. A tomato.
Tomato tomorrow.
Tomato tomorrow is crazy.
I thought it was Kazakhstan. Maybe Borat says it wrong. Who knows?
Maybe.
Kazakhstan. I'm from that Kazakhstan.
Maybe I am saying it wrong. I don't even know.
No,
but
I think you nailed it.
I would love to go to this country. But yeah, you can tell by the jaw, dude. Like because they have the jaw of like a kind of like a white person, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they are a little Asian, so it's like, ooh, okay.
Yeah. That's funny, like because I've learned. I was saying I've learned a lot about that. Oh, this is South India.
You think
Right.
that's India?
Or Pakistan. One of the two.
I am
Maybe
leaning.
a little more.
I'm leaning more Pakistan. I think
Yeah.
I think South India, they're kind of blacker. They're more black.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Bullseye.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Is this the best you've ever done at this?
This is so far the best I've done. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
I know what this one immediately is, and I want to see if you know.
Okay. So I'm guessing somewhat near the equator, Africa.
Okay.
But the guy and the girl don't look like they're from the same place to me. Like, I don't think they're like Nigerian, but I also don't think maybe
I know the answer. I know 100%.
it's not like Morocco, is it?
No,
Is it Africa? Is it Southern Africa?
it's not Africa.
Oh my God. Is it like Papua
Oh
New
my
Guinea or
God.
something?
Close.
Indonesia.
Nope.
Where the fuck are these people from?
I'm going to tell you.
What if I just, the first time I saw a black guy, I was like, oh, Houston. Houston.
It's Australia.
No shit. These are Aboriginal
These are
Australians?
Aborigine for sure.
Oh!
What was I off?
Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
That sucks.
You were right.
I was right,
Papua
though.
New Guinea, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. Okay,
That's the same thing.
Let's can it though.
We're done?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we're done with that. No guesser.
Just because it's not on the screen, so
Oh, they can't see it?
No, they
Oh,
can't
that's
see
funny. That would have been a good clip.
it would have been. But I don't know how to
We were on fire.
sync the screen.
Yeah, there's so much shit with this stuff where you're just like,
Yeah.
I feel like it takes like years to just eventually be able to get like, I'm going to figure out how to pull this up.
Yeah,
Like,
that's kind of what my goal is too. Is to just, I mean, right now it's still so new that I'm not going to pretend like I have it 100%.
this is such a better, like if I started a podcast tomorrow, what you have right here would be like 4 years down the road. I would have this. set up.
Yeah.
It would just be me and a guy with two mics just holding it. Video would come into play like mid 2027. And then this quality of mic, like this is nice shit.
I bought this. It was the first thing I bought, and then at first people were holding it.
Yeah.
So I had Nate Lorette on here, and we were holding it at
Yeah.
that time. But then I got the arms.
The arms are a good touch.
The arms are nice.
Look at these springs. Ooh, Lord.
Yeah, and if I was gonna do something added, I want to buy like a nicer camera,
Yeah.
and then find a way to sync it. And yeah, I like making clips, so I just do that all the time. So
You just got the one camera? Or is there another one that you set
just
up?
the one.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like, you can just edit it for clips.
Yeah. So I just zoom in on you, zoom in on me, zoom in on you. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. You're made, man. Are you hitting anything tonight? What are you doing tonight?
No, I'm trying to lay low
Okay.
because what happened was last night I bombed and I was like, "Eeh."
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think I'm doing too much because I'm scared. I'm scared about my show on Saturday, the New Faces one
Where is that?
at Roscoe's.
Okay, yeah. You told me you were doing that. That's
So I
awesome.
was like, I'm scared, and I've been practicing all week, and now I'm like, I think what I need to do now is chill
Yeah.
and just kind of be excited to go up there and tell the jokes
Yeah.
that I've been telling all week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, truly going to the creek at 5:30 today and just eating your dick in front of 9, like it's not gonna.
It's not gonna help.
Yeah,
So I want to lay low, and I want to be a little bit like anxious to get it out instead of being like I've been telling these all
I'm
week.
saying this shit again.
Yeah.
I should kill myself. This sucks. Nobody likes me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I need to probably do that too.
Yeah.
I've gone up pretty much Saturdays unless I have a spot somewhere. There's no mics, but I've gone up pretty much every night for the last like month and a half. And you do get to a point, like even last night at Lucky Duck, I was like, I don't want to tell these people this.
Yeah.
Like I just don't.
And I think that shouldn't be the case. I think when you're
Yeah.
going up there, you should want to tell.
Yeah.
And the times I've gotten the best laugh is when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna love saying this. again.
dude.
You know what I mean?
You got to find the balance between like
Yeah.
getting the reps, putting the work in, and then also not overdoing it.
But it's also good to just go for a hang. And what might
Mm-hmm.
be good is to go up there at these open mics and not use your best material. Just with it.
That's what I've been doing.
Just go up there and be like, fuck it. Here's some thoughts I have.
Yeah.
Whatever. Bullshit.
Yeah.
And then just have fun.
Yeah, dude.
And then if you have a good moment, then you're like, oh, that's actually pretty good. I might do that.
That's
you know?
the move. That's the move. Like I see guys show up to like even Southmouth. It's a great mic. It's a really fun hang. But I've seen guys who've shown up every Wednesday since January doing the same 5. It's like, what is the purpose of this?
Yeah.
Like you should do, frankly, I think once a week, everyone should do a new 3. Just go up there with a completely new 3. Go to a mic that kind of sucks and do exactly what you just said. Just go up there and bullshit. And you're probably going to bomb. It's probably going to be horrible. But
Yeah.
if you do that frequently enough, you'll get one where you're like, oh shit, they actually laughed at that. I should work on this.
And then, but you need to be able to identify what mics are more important than others.
Yeah.
So like the ones that are the 5 o'clock creek ones, not really that important.
Yeah.
But if you are, if you get on like a one that you sign up online,
Yeah.
and you know your best shit,
Yep.
get up there and do your best shit.
Yeah. Like if you get if I get on the 8 o'clock Creek Sunday mic, like I would for sure just do
Oh,
A
best
stuff.
shit,
Just
for
A
sure.
stuff. Roscoe's, if I get on that mic, I'd probably do A stuff with a little new stuff mixed in. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, the guys who are, I don't understand these dudes who are just like never trying new shit.
Yeah.
What's the plan, bro?
I was talking to someone about it. It is hard though to be like, I have nothing really good. It is tough to get up there and have that moment.
But that's how you get good.
Yeah.
You got to just, the right answer is probably to do the hard thing,
Yeah.
But anyways, I'll bomb at the creek for both of us tonight.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to lay low just because I've been going out all week. So
That's the move. That's the move, to take a little time off. But
yeah. And then on Saturday night,
letting it rip. So what are you doing? Are you doing 7 or what, how long is that?
I think it's 5.
Oh, that's easy money, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have at least a strong 5.
I have a strong
And then
5.
some. Yeah. You probably have 2 strong 5s.
I have, what I found is I have like 5 minutes of stuff that's kind of one-linery, where it's just like, here's an idea,
Yeah.
and that's pretty fun. I like
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Because
Those
it's
are
an
fun.
easy, like, isn't that crazy? And then everyone's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it is crazy. And then I have a strong 5 of like just stories,
Yeah.
which are more long-winded, not really one-linery, but they're just like, this is kind of interesting, isn't it? And kind of funny.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't like doing those ones because when you do it at a mic, people are just like, this fucking guy's just talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you do it when the audience is engaged, then it's fun because they're
Yes.
like, oh, I'm hearing the whole story and it's cool. But sometimes you do it at these mics and they're just like, say something crazy. And then that's
Yeah.
when I go to the one-liners because it's something crazy.
Yeah.
It's an easy attention grab.
Yes. If you're at a mic trying to tell a story, I mean,
It's not really going to
they're
go
already
anywhere.
zoned out.
Yeah.
And you're just talking into the void. You're like, oh, this story's bad. I shouldn't try this.
Yeah, but then that fucks you up because the
Yes.
story probably is good.
Yeah.
Like I do the videos on Instagram, and I've had stories where I'm like, this is a funny story. I know it's a funny story. And then I try to tell it, and you could see people just being like,
Yeah. Looking around. Yeah.
oh, this guy's just talking. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You need something to like hold them and then be like, see, now that I said something funny, now here's a story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's tough, man, at these fucking mics, too. 'Cause nobody cares.
Nobody
cares. And especially, like, in terms of, like, laughs per minute, like, if you are going to... Because telling a story is tough if the first 30 seconds, if there's not really, like, a laugh in there. Like, it's tough to be on stage for a while without... If you're just setting it up for 20, 30 seconds, even with an audience, it can get kind of tense because you're like, okay, they haven't laughed in...
It needs like a good hook, I think.
Yeah.
It needs like I have one that I like where I say, it's like one of my favorite jokes. It's one of the first ones I ever wrote, actually. I go like, I've only seen my dad cry twice.
Yeah.
And immediately you're like,
Right away,
oh,
like, okay.
like, tell me
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, yeah.
And I say the first time I saw my dad cry was 9/11. And I remember waking up and he was on the couch crying. About a year later, it was the second time I saw my dad cry. He was backing out of the garage and he hits my mom's Subaru on the way out. And we go to look at the damage and he started to cry. And I said, Dad, why are you crying? And he said, I'm going to have to call your mom and let her know I fucked up. And that fucked me up. I don't want to get married, I don't think. Because to him, that was as bad as 9/11.
See, yeah, right there. What was that? That was like 25 seconds probably to the punch. But that hook is so good.
The hook is good. It committed you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm in the pocket. What's going on?
Yeah.
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 And that one's interesting because I'll see people do laughs at different parts. So like at one part, people, when I say like, oh, he backed out of the garage and hit my mom's Subaru, some people would be like, already funny because it's such a stark difference.
Yeah.
And then some people laugh at the, I have to call your mom and tell her I fucked up. And I'm like, oh, that's another laugh point, I think. Mm-hmm. But then the big one is like, that's as bad as 9/11. That's crazy.
Yeah. I could totally see some like dads out there laughing at I'm going to have to call your mom.
Yeah.
Getting the laugh there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's cool, man. At least you can do both. You see some guys who can't do both. Like they're either all one-liners or they just like don't know how to tell a quick joke, which is like you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
If you're an open micer and you can't like think of a quick.
Yeah. One-liners are fun though. I do really like them. I think if you just have a quick little idea, it's so fun.
Yeah, dude, and it's so much more comfortable because if it bombs, you can just be like, all right, well, that was 8 seconds.
Okay,
I got
moving
one.
on. Yeah.
If a story falls flat, you're like, oh my god, that was half my set, and I didn't get a fucking single laugh.
If a story eats shit, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
What's fun is I have a little one-liner I thought of the other day, and it's I hate seeing Asian people at the Ren Fair because it ruins my immersion.
Yes.
Yeah, and
that one is done well at like mics where no one's laughing.
Yeah,
I've seen you do that this week.
I think it's so funny.
Yeah, that's a very good one.
Because I saw a girl take a photo of herself at a Ren Fair and she was Asian, and I'm like, that bothers me. I don't know why. I want to build on the idea. I don't know how to build. I was trying to do one that's like, well, seeing black people at the Ren Fair, totally fine. I don't know why. Is that racist? Is it historically accurate that there were black people in the Renaissance? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, that's funny. That's funny. I don't know enough about. So what if you're at a Ren Fair? What time period and what country are they mimicking?
That's a great question for a machine.
Yeah, because the odds that an Asian person would be in a castle surrounded by British knights seems low. The Renaissance. 1500s? I don't fucking know.
I think it might. Okay, here we go. 13 to 16.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're 1300, if you're in England in 1540 and a Korean chick walks up,
yeah, you're gonna be like,
"Fuck,
who the fuck are you?"
Yeah,
you should be run by the Mongols. You can't be here.
Yeah, you should be with the Mongols.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if do you think there were Asian people walking around back then? Do you think people saw an Asian and they were like, "Whoa, oh,
Holy fuck,
oh shit."
oh,
what? Jeepers.
Yeah. The fuck are you, buddy?
Who the hell? What happened to your face?
Yeah, what's up with you, man? Holy shit.
Oh man, that's so funny. You think that happened? I bet that.
Yeah.
That had to happen for the first time, where someone was like, "Oh my
What the
god,
fuck?" Yeah, it's probably the origin of racism, really. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen like dudes who go to like uncontacted tribes,
Yeah.
in Africa, like white guys, and you can see the kids. Are just
Oh
like,
yeah,
what
those
the
are so
fuck are you,
interesting.
you
I love those videos,
Yeah,
man.
they're like, you fucking alien. Holy
Yeah.
shit, look at him.
But I like like Asians don't make sense. But I think like black people in that time period were probably walking around
Yeah, well,
because the
you're-
Roman Empire, they were black people. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there were probably black people walking around in
Yes.
that time period.
Yeah, and then I think your joke is accurate with Asian. Probably not.
Probably not, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there was a single Asian guy walking
Yeah.
around.
Or like Mexican could be funny too.
Mexican.
Yeah.
Well, a Mexican looks.
But they don't go to the Ren Fair.
They don't go.
Mexicans
Hey.
don't go to the Ren Fair.
And they don't look Arab.
I can't even imagine a Mexican. Hey, Luis, what are you doing later, man?
What are you doing?
Nah, fool, I gotta go to the Ren Fair.
I got a date at the Ren Fair, bro.
Nah, fool, I'm going to the Ren Fair.
What we gonna do at the Ren Fair?
Just a guy in a fucking Cowboys jersey with a sword.
That's so fucking funny. We gonna get turkey leg, huh? Go see some jousting. That'd be fun.
Yeah, he's drinking a fucking Modelo at the Ren Fair.
Yeah, Modelo in a fucking stein with a lime on the rim.
That's really funny.
That's so good.
But yeah, Mexican they wouldn't see. I was thinking about this. So like Mexicans and Native Americans are kind of the same. Am I right?
So, no and yes. So there are Mexicans who are of Aztec or Mayan ancestry,
Yeah.
and you can tell, like in the game EthnoGuessr, you'll get that a lot.
Yeah.
Where they're usually a lot shorter, stouter, and they kind of have the Asian eyes a
Yeah.
little bit, but
Yeah.
they also look Mexican. And then you have the Spanish Mexicans, which
Yes.
look more like, damn, how do I even, actually, you know what, we can look it up.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking, I was like, it's so interesting. Like, obviously, there are Native Americans in Wisconsin still because we did not kill all of them. We killed a good amount. We didn't kill all of them. It's like, oh, that's kind of, it's just like a, like
Yeah, here we go. Perfect.
brown. Yeah. Yep.
And this is also what Portuguese people look like.
Yes.
This is like this, yeah, these people look very, no, not
They
quite
look
as
like
much.
these guys just look like Spaniards to me, frankly.
Right.
Like when I think of like a Mexican, I think of like they kind of look like native almost, like shorter.
Yeah.
Like
This-
you said, the Asian eyes.
This guy is probably the most Spaniard looking man. But then if we do like Mayan man, here we go. Let's do this guy. That looks more like what you would call a classic Mexican guy, right?
Yeah, like a classic Mexican guy, and they could also be, like the same exact skin tone, like a little bit shorter, straight black hair. Like you can kind of tell that they're from the same part of the world, like they're ethnically.
You
like
see,
the way,
you see the eyes though?
yeah,
They kind of
Yeah.
look more Asian.
they do. Yeah,
Yeah. But it's because of the land bridge, right? When they walked across the land bridge.
you talking about like the Alaska Russia one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like all the people in that area at one point walked
Strolled on down.
on over. So that's why they kind of still look like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, man. I wish I could not finally, it's not like I've been searching for this answer, but it would be really interesting to know like the origins of it. Because do you know about Hawaii?
That's a good one.
How Hawaii got inhabited?
So that is a fucking bananas ass story.
Didn't they just surf over there from the fucking,
So these dudes in Polynesia, actually, let's get a map up.
yeah.
Map of Pacific.
I heard they knew, based on ocean currents, they could tell there was a landmass like a couple 100 miles away. They're like, let's just boat over there.
I don't know if that's the case, but so they started here.
Yeah.
And then they inhabited all of these islands.
Awesome.
So boom, 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 and then at some point somebody was like, "We can go deeper."
Fuck it. Yeah, let's go.
And then
north.
they went here, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But also the Easter Island is somewhere over here,
Yeah.
and that was also Polynesia. So you realize how fucking close they got to South America? It's nuts.
Whoa, but they never made it all the way.
They never made it all the way. But there are some people that make an argument that they did, that they got all the way to South America. There is actually a whole group of like scholars that make an argument that that they made it to South America. I don't know if it's true. Easter Island. Let's find it on a map.
It's so interesting, like, because, like, I mean, I was thinking about this too in terms of like, yeah, bro.
Look how far they got, and then that's Hawaii up there.
Insane. They could have got to Chile, dude.
Yeah,
they easily could have got there. They could have all just got killed when they got there too. Like things could have just gone south. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that with Christopher Columbus. Like he's the first one to get to America. He was the first one to get to America and then successfully go back and tell people. Right?
I think. Well, it's hard to tell. I think for him, Christopher Columbus was the first guy to get there while our modern form of writing histories was a thing.
Yeah.
So he's the most recent person to get there while writing in like cartography was officiated. Officiated? Something like that. But yeah, like some people make the argument that they got there. Contact theories. So I don't think it's real, but people make the theory.
I bet it happened, bro. I bet you at least one boat full of dudes pulled up on like Chile.
You want to hear something real crazy, dude?
What's that?
How did monkeys get to South America?
I'm gonna guess Pablo Escobar. No, did they come over on like slave ships or something crazy like that?
So, like when you look at a map of the planet, there are monkeys in Africa.
Yep.
There are monkeys in India. There are monkeys in China. There are no monkeys up here, and there's monkeys in South America, and there's monkeys in Central America. There's no monkeys up in North America.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they get here?
Pangea.
So no, I look it up, and I think the answer is bananas, and I wanted to do a bit on it because I think it's just so insane.
Yeah.
The current working theory is that there were monkeys on the coast of Africa that somehow got stuck on like some kind of mass of trees and branches and shit, and then they just sailed across.
No fucking way.
That is the current working theory. Doesn't that sound kind of like bullshit, dude?
Yeah, it sounds like bullshit. So they sailed across the ocean before humans did.
Yeah.
This is a hilarious all caps search, by the way.
Tell me now. Yeah, look, here it is. They just think that they fucking sailed there. Yeah, rafted across.
Oh, that's like a Jonah and the whale type of story.
Dude, it's crazy. 30 million years ago. And all the monkeys in South America, very small, like spider monkey type deals. And then all the monkeys in Africa are like the chimpanzee and the orangutan. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
That's a crazy thing, though, right? That's fucking nuts.
That is insane. That's what I wish I knew the answer. I wish I just knew the actual, how did this all happen?
Yeah.
Because when was Pangea?
So they said 30 million years ago.
400 million years ago?
When was I think it was probably 1 billion years ago, to be honest. Oh, okay. 300 million. Damn. Yeah, so 30 million years ago, the monkeys came. 300 million.
Wow.
That's a long ass fucking time ago.
I know. I love when you look this stuff up. It's like 300 to 180 million years. Like, okay, so our variance is 120 million.
Okay,
years.
so we don't know shit.
So we have no idea.
What's crazy is the other thing is Antarctica.
What the fuck is going on?
Because we have no idea. Because it's snow, ice, like ice for a while.
Like a mile of ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just the ground, which at some point during Pangea had plants and shit on it.
Yeah.
And animals and shit on it. And there's probably really good finds in there.
Whoa.
That we'll never be able to pull out of the ground because it's deep.
It's so deep down there.
And it's so fucking hard to get the gear there to actually dig it up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing I'm actually really scared about is when they take core samples from the deep ice. Because, dude, that is modern day how to destroy the planet with smallpox is you pull out some ancient fucking bacteria.
Disease. Yeah.
or a disease that's been frozen, and then they melt it down for research, and they're like, oh, we fucking just let this out into the world, and then we all die. Terrified of that.
Yeah. Well, they would have to know, I feel like. Do they have, like
Quarantine measures?
They would just be like, y'all are staying in Antarctica.
They
bring that shit up
probably have something like that.
That's interesting. I had never really even thought about that. Diseases that have been frozen.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And what's crazy about the Antarctica ice sheets is that, and this is fucking bananas. So you know how like bacteria that we have here right now is currently developing resistances to our antibiotics?
Yep.
They dig deep into cores of Antarctica, and they pulled out core samples and they found bacteria, and some of it had resistances to our current antibiotics. And they were like, how the fuck is that happening? And what's happening is that when a bacteria has a resistance to antibiotics and it dies, and another bacteria eats it, it gains that resistance.
Jesus.
And that's happened so many times across so much area that even the core samples have reached that resistance level. Isn't that fucking
From like
nuts?
100 million years ago or some shit? Jesus.
That's crazy. That's so crazy, dude.
God.
That's so nuts.
Yeah, there could be some shit down there. They pull it up and it's like COVID times 100, where it kills everybody that gets it. Mm-hmm. That is fucked.
Could happen.
It probably will in our lifetime. I bet you there'll be another pandemic in our lifetime or some shit.
I think for sure.
Is it like relatively proven that COVID was just made in a lab in China? I'm not trying to take this angle on the conversation, but
It's actually a good question, and I don't think it's a weird angle.
But I think it was like kind of like unanimously agreed now. Like the intentions are who knows, but like I think it was like a man-made.
I think we know
more
likely to have come to a lab. Yeah, it's likely. Well, look, I think at the end of the day, whether it was a lab, whether it was a wet market, it definitely came from China. That's the thing.
Oh, we all know that. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was intentional. I think that's the thing about the lab is that they say it's intentional. I don't think that it was intentional.
Yeah.
I think it was human error. I mean, yeah, the Chinese fuck up just like we do.
Yeah.
COVID was crazy, though. I think we would have another pandemic at some point. What's interesting is that since COVID, we've been kind of light on talking about pandemics. People are very resistant about even talking about it.
It's become so politicized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember before COVID, every 4 years or so, it was like swine flu, bird flu. You know, there was always some kind of like, oh, shit, we got to be scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now people, anytime you mention a pandemic, people are like, shut the fuck up. Get that away from me.
Dude,
yeah.
what if this was... If the Chinese pulled this off as a long con, let's send out like a feverish kind of, just something that, kills old people, nothing too crazy. The Americans will take it and spin cycle, they'll politicize it. Everybody will be like, oh, that's bullshit, who cares? Then they're going to come out with one that actually kills everybody.
Well, I have faith in humanity, though. I think if it's really bad, we're going to be like, okay, we got to do something.
Yeah.
If you start killing rich people are going to start being like,
that's
okay,
true.
what the fuck? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody cares when a bunch of hobos die. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, people are like, thank God.
Good. Yeah.
But when it becomes like my neighbor died or my aunt died, then people start going, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
My neighbor here died from COVID.
Really?
I had a neighber up here, died from COVID.
Older guy?
He was fatter.
Yeah.
He was a big guy, but he died. And, but that's still pretty close to home. Like,
yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of these diseases, they wipe out the older population. They wipe out weak, homeless. Nobody bats an eye. But once you start, creeping into the suburbs, people are like, yo, what the hell is that?
Yeah, that's why it was such a big deal at first. Because I remember when there was like 12 confirmed cases in Wisconsin. There was finally one in Madison. Like, holy fuck, it's here. Like, this is just like a woman who works for Allstate just has this insane disease.
Remember how scared you were when you found out?
Yeah, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I remember seeing the maps of Seattle and being like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Seattle's fucked right now.
I remember seeing the like total cases count and the total death count. And it was like, oh my God, 86 people have died in America now?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, this is...
I knew this guy. I was selling real estate leads to mortgage people back then.
Yeah.
And I called this one guy that was a client, and he's like, right now I'm working ground zero in California to like help people that are getting the disease.
Yeah.
And at this point it wasn't in Texas. And I was like, what's it like? He's like, I already had it. And I'm telling you, it's fucking crazy. Like you get sick. Like it knocks you on your ass. And he was describing it. And I remember going to work and everyone was freaking out. Like, so scary. It's very scary. But yeah, I don't think it'll be that bad again if we do have another one. Because the last time we had a big one was like, what was it, Spanish flu, I think, something like that.
Yeah, that wasn't even.
That was like 100.
None of our
years
like
ago.
lifetimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be funnier though, like, well, not funnier, but like if COVID did like make you shit yourself, it would have been a way bigger deal.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a violent diarrhea, vomiting type of disease, people would be like, I'm not fucking risking it.
Yeah, people, I think because it was just so, it was just like a flu, like a really bad flu.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't as graphic.
No.
The weird thing, what an interesting thing to lose your taste, though. What a cool little flair.
That sucked. Yeah.
That's like a little feather in its cap, you know? Like,
just
I also do this.
Extra, just a little extra, just fuck you. Yeah.
Some people say that they don't taste the same since.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Did you get it?
I've had COVID twice, I think. I mean, I had it once. I remember
I had it recently. I think like 2 months ago. I think I got another one, yeah.
It's funny that like, did you even test for it?
No.
Yeah, see, me neither.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm pretty sure because I lost my taste for a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like if you get like a fever, like sure you'll lose your taste a little bit, but COVID's like, oh, I can't taste this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it twice, and then I had I tested positive once when I had no symptoms. It was one of those things. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I think my brother got it, and then like I tested positive, and I was like, oh, that's strange, but
Yeah, that can happen too.
yeah,
It's just kind of in your system, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. But the first time I got it, fuck, dude, I was out.
Yeah, me too.
It was really bad.
Yeah. Did you have I mean, it was just like a really, like you said, mine was just like I had an insane fever, my throat hurt, and like I was just like kind of sniffling.
For me, it was the body aches.
Yeah, I had that too.
My body was just like aching.
Yeah.
So badly.
Yeah.
But I think everybody had to get it. Everybody had to just like, all right, can you survive it? Here it
Just
is.
a little test. Yeah.
It was a little vibe check on the planet.
Little vibe check. Such a disrespectful way to describe it. Especially, imagine your neighbor heard you say that.
Oh, no,
You didn't pass the vibe check.
Didn't
bro.
pass the
Sorry,
vibe check, dude.
That was the Almighty sending down a vibe check.
Almighty with a vibe check.
I think maybe he had it now, but my buddy who I live with, he brags about. He's like, yeah, I still never got COVID. I was like, you're a fucking loser. You never went outside.
You're a fucking liar. Is
Yeah,
what
get
you
a
are.
life, dude.
You got COVID.
You've
Everyone
never
had to
gotten
get
COVID?
it.
If you've never gotten COVID, this is like you're just playing video games all day or what?
My dad's 70. He fucking got it.
He survived.
Yeah. My dad's really in really good shape.
Yeah,
Really good shape.
yeah.
He's coherent. He moves. He looks young. People see him like, is he 55? I'm like, nah, dude. He's fucking 70.
I want to be one of those guys so bad, man. I think that's so cool. When you say like an older guy and you're like, holy shit, he's 70?
Yeah. My mom's a Pilates teacher, so she keeps him in shape.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, you really don't need to like lift weights or be a marathon guy. If you like consistently do like Pilates and like a little bit of exercise
You're fine.
daily, you're going to be more than fine.
That's why the whole like Goggins thing's
Exactly.
so ridiculous to me. It's like, dude,
It's so
Yeah.
unnecessary.
working out is great. I think getting your blood moving is good, but to fucking break your knees and do it every day, like, what are we talking about here? Like,
What is the point?
what's the point? Most of it is food.
Yeah.
Most of it's how you eat.
Oh man, if I see like a 400-pound guy at the gym, I'm like, dude, this isn't. You shouldn't even be here. Just clean your go paleo for a year and just see where we're at. I'll bet you lose 100 pounds.
Guys, I think that's true. I think if you're that fat, you're probably doing more damage to your body than anything.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
You
Like
can
it's
fuck
not-
up your legs pretty bad.
Like you should not be jogging on this treadmill because like
Yeah.
your ACL is the same as my ACL.
I think they recommend. What do they recommend? They recommend bicycling.
Yeah, or swimming. Yep, low
Or
impact.
swimming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I mean, if they want to get a sweat on, get that. I mean, I respect getting the cardio. Like,
Yeah.
get your blood pumping. It's better than just laying around all day. But like, if you're just gonna keep eating the same shit you're eating and you're gonna go run on the treadmill, like, it's so misguided.
Yeah.
I feel so badly for them. Like,
Yeah.
'cause they just don't know. They just don't know. Even people who count calories, it's like, dude, it's not the answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's what you're eating.
It's what you're eating. Like, do you genuinely think that you could drink a 12-pack of Diet Coke a day with 0 calories and it's
Dude.
not going to affect your health?
The diet shit is like a big one that freaks me the fuck out is a Coke Zero.
Yeah.
That shit is terrifying to me.
Yeah.
And I have a buddy who drinks it like crazy, and I'm like, dude, look at the back.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
just a bunch of crazy
Just
shit.
chemicals and shit.
It's like, dude, are you comfortable with that? He's like, I mean, it's 0 sugar.
yeah.
It's like they did, the work they had to do to make that taste like a Coke.
It's really shitty and fucked up. They're scientists. Like, I
Yeah.
kind of view them the same way I view again, people who are making money for their family, whatever. But like the engineers who just like develop weapons. It's like, what are you adding to the earth right now?
Yeah.
Like, they have like really intelligent, like Harvard grads coming up with chemicals that in the short term don't
I'll
do
even
anything.
say, designing weapons, I have more respect for that. Because at least that's kind of interesting. Like if you're making a bomb, you know what I mean?
yeah, 100%.
You're making a bomb, it's like, yeah, let's blow it up. That's
Yeah.
fun. But if you're like, we have to make this taste like a Coke with whatever chemicals are on the planet,
Yeah.
except for sugar,
And
and it needs to be diet.
Let's trick these fat people into drinking this more,
Like,
so we can kill them slowly.
That
You're killing
scientist,
people either way.
Yeah, dude. That scientist is crazy. At least you're like with the other scientists, like I said, you used to at least get to see an explosion.
Whoa, yeah, you don't get to see people just waddle through Walmart.
Yeah.
Because
I
of
think
your
it'd be
product.
cool to design a missile. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Dude, I went to Terry Black's on a double date last year with this kid who was in the military.
Yeah.
He was telling me about this missile they have. Let me see if I can remember the name of it. He just like he was like stationed in Arkansas, but they were targeting this.
A Tomahawk?
No, it's like a ninja something. Let me see if I have the.
Yeah.
But he so he's working the drone camera. They spot this guy. Fuck, I don't have it in my notes. They spot this dude who's a terrorist going through like the middle of Baghdad. So they can't just bomb him. Mm-hmm. They have something, it's a missile that blades come out of and spin really fast.
What?
And they can put it through the windshield of a car. That's how accurate this shit is. From the sky. They saw his car. They're like, we can't bomb it because there's civilians. Send the Ninja XP 850 or whatever. And he's manning the camera and he goes, all right, target. If you just search like bomb that has blades in it.
Hellfire?
Let's see images. Yes, that one. Top secret RX-9 Hellfire missile. So those,
Ninja,
yeah, those come out and spin. He said, bro, he's manning the camera and his commander was like, fire. And they sent it and boom, there's like a big explosion and a bunch of clouds and they couldn't see anything. The dust settled and he said they saw the target, the terrorist they were attacking, just the top half of him crawling towards the ditch. It cut him in half. They put it through the windshield.
But doesn't it explode?
No, it doesn't explode. That's the point. So they can use it if they're in a crowded area because it won't. The explosion was just the car getting hit by something coming from
So
the
that
sky.
what cuts them in half is the blades?
The blade cut him in half, and he like you could just see his guts dragging behind him as he was like trying to crawl away. Isn't that fucking awesome?
That's insane.
But that's like the technology that they had. And he was like, I was like, so you could like if this was flying above America, you could hit me right now. He goes, dude, I could put it through your fucking bathroom window when you're taking a shit. Oh my God. From the sky. That's how accurate it is.
A part of me respects that more than the guy that makes the fucking
Yeah.
the Coke Zero.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, I have a buddy who works for he does some type of engineering for some weapons company, and like I was asking his brother, I was like, so what's his face working on? And he's like, oh, right now he's trying to come up with a paint that they can put on the head of their submarines so that Russian aircrafts can't detect them underwater. Like, what an insane thing to wake up and be like, this is what I'm actively working on.
Paint on the top of the submarine so Russian aircraft can't. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they're trying to figure out.
Dude, that shit is so cool to me, though.
It's so cool, but it's such a vast difference. Like, I wake up, I'm like, I wonder if, like, black people going to a Renaissance fair is funny. Do you think people think that's funny? And he's, like, designing warheads.
I have a buddy that works for the NSA, and he doesn't tell me anything about his job.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly certain that what he's doing is, like, looking at Russian diplomats' or like Russian, like hotspots in Russia where they are trying to monitor people and they're watching parking lots. So they can monitor cars.
Who's going in and out?
So they have satellites and drones that will like see like, okay, this person's moving here, this person's moving there.
Yeah.
And they monitor them via satellite by checking out parking lots and watching their movements on cars. Only because I've seen Edward Snowden talk about that. Like, that's mostly what these guys are doing, which is a super cool job, to be honest.
Cool. Yeah, it is a cool job. It's such a vast difference between like,
he didn't go to work today. Where'd he go? I don't know. We're monitoring the car now, and they're just like watching this guy drive through Moscow. I bet that's what's going on.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
That's so cool.
How do you even get that job?
He got a job. He joined the Army.
Okay, yeah.
And then the Army does a thing where they go, "Are you dumb or are you smart?" That's kind of how they do like an IQ test.
Yeah.
And if you're even somewhat smart, then they're going to start pushing you toward these kinds of programs.
Yeah.
And then if you're dumb, you're just going to be,
shooting people,
holding a gun outside of a fort somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He's smart. He's
a smart guy, yeah. I know a couple other people that I went to high school with that are in the military. They work at DC.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just part of the intelligentsia.
Yeah, that's a crazy way to make a living.
Yeah. It is cool though.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
I remember hearing Simon Rich, who's an author. He's very, very funny. He went to Harvard and he was talking about like how back in the day you'd get a job with the CIA, because that was like the top, like especially in the 80s, like that was a spot. The CIA, like
now it's NSA.
Yeah, it's like how the fuck did you get in with this? And they would give people a written test, and it's like you have to be like fluent in Russian so that a Russian spy wouldn't be able to tell that you're not from there. Yeah. All this like calculus, all this shit, you got to master it. And then I think it was a 20-question test, and on question 18 was like, say you're playing the 13th hole at this country club in DC and you're short of the green. Like, what club are you going to use? You had to get that right.
That's crazy.
Because it was like you need to be able to blend in with wealthy people.
Yeah.
So that was like the odds of like a Joe Schmo getting that job are just like, that's what they were trying to deter.
You're
not going to get hired. You have to be like, you have to be James Bond.
You have to be James fucking Bond.
Yeah.
What's cool is I don't know if this is true, but there was an old story of a American spy in Russia. And again, spoke perfect Russian, was blending in, was on the job perfect for years. And his cover got blown. And the reason why, it was like very Inglorious Bastard-esque.
Yeah.
And the reason why was he was eating dinner, and the Russians, when they eat dinner, they don't do fork in the right hand and knife in the left. They don't do that. They swap it.
No shit.
And when he was at a fancy dinner with some people, he was eating that way. And they didn't say anything at first because they knew that it was weird.
Yeah.
And then later on, he disappeared. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Just the
tiniest little thing.
Because in Inglourious Bastards, it was that. When he did that.
Yeah.
Is what fucked him.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's not right. You do the German 3, which is that way.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck.
That's wild.
But it's crazy, the tiny things that you'll see. But even in American culture, like if someone was hanging out with you at like a comedy club or anywhere, and you saw them do something a little weird, you'd be like, why did he do that?
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, but if you're always looking for spies, that little flag would be enough for you to be like, that guy's out.
It's funny to be like, is he a Russian spy or just autistic? Like, why did he say that?
Why did he do that?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what would be a tell that someone's not American. He said, do you want to go to McDonald's? And they said, no, thank you. I don't eat that.
I'm trying to think too. I think a big one would be
maybe a weird handshake or something.
A weird handshake would be weird. Funny. A weird handshake is not subtle enough.
No.
I want something even more subtle. Yeah. You know? Like, what's something I've seen people do from other countries that I'm like, oh, that's strange. I was thinking of Andre. You said you met the Russian guy, Andre?
Mm-mm.
He's a comic around here now. He was on Kill Tony recently. He did something I thought was kind of interesting. I told you about the mustache.
Yeah.
He was like, he didn't quite get the top hairs enough.
Yeah.
And then he walked off, and I was like, I don't think an American would have told me that.
To be that blunt.
Yeah, I don't think an
Yeah.
American would have been like, you kind of missed a spot. I
Yeah.
think they would have just been like, hey, it's fine though. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I remember you asking me, and I was like, I guess I see it. That is very not American to like
Yeah, to do
notice
that.
that about someone and then say,
And then be like, hey, you missed that,
You
and
missed
you
that,
need
yeah.
to change that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that when he did that, I was like, that felt un-American.
yeah, no, that is un-American. To be
Another
that
one
blunt.
is tipping. I think if seeing someone tip or like a weird way they tipped, maybe I would be
Yeah.
like, that's strange. Trying to think of some other stuff.
I can totally see like something with money, like if they were secretive with like trying to even just like hand you money, like a weird interaction with that type of thing.
Money's a big one.
Yeah, but that's so shitty that just holding the fork and knife the wrong way got that guy killed.
Isn't that nuts? Another one is flowers. That's a big one they teach American spies that go to Russia, is you don't give someone flowers. It's rude.
Really?
It's a thing you do in a funeral.
Oh,
So when you do that to someone, it's like, don't give me flowers, because it means
Yeah.
that someone's died or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. So they hold the knife with the left hand in Russia.
I think that's what it was, if
Yeah.
I remember the story correctly.
Man,
Crazy.
what a shit! Like of all the like he probably oh my god, it'd be years of mastering the culture and learning everything, what not to say. What I mean,
That'd be
kinda
fun
like
to
your-
look up. Let's actually see.
I'm gonna pee again because I have to pee again.
Yeah,
That's kind of
tiny.
like your boy who, with the Australian accent.
Yeah,
Like you've mastered the voice,
right.
and then just this little fucking Russian is so much harder than I would imagine fucking Australia is, or Australian accent.
Yeah.
God, that sucks, man.
Oh, I got some good ones. Yeah, I got some good ones. Hold on, I'm gonna get my water. Thirsty. Yeah, this is good. This is cool. Big one is the wristwatch worn on the wrong hand.
Do they wear it on the right over there? Yep.
Soviet spies in the U.S. Soviets typically wore watches on the right, whereas Americans wore them on the left. Yeah, okay, I do. I would wear mine here on my left. Some spies were flagged.
Honestly, when I see a guy wearing his wearing a watch on the, because sometimes left-handed dudes will wear it on the right, and it just looks so weird.
Airplane ticket paid in cash.
Razmi Yusuf.
Paid for a last-minute international travel in clash. Flagged for suspicion. That's interesting.
Yeah, that would be a big what? You're buying a plane ticket with a bunch of hundreds? It is kind of strange.
One spy in Canada used the phrase, I'll call you back, instead of local slang, I'll phone you. Wow. Dude, imagine getting fucked by that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of like you at the golf course.
Yeah.
It's like I did not know that this slight misphrasing was going to be such a big deal.
Wrong blood type. German spy in World War II. What carried false identity papers? Listed the wrong blood type.
Yeah, the Germans in the 40s were very concerned with that type of thing, I think, if I read.
Too clean a backstory.
Oh, that's interesting. No social media in her school record.
Damn, it was so clean that they flagged her.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
That is kind of interesting.
That's like if you like throw a house party in high school and your parents come home, you're like, why is the house spotless?
Yeah.
Like, why is everything? You clean the fucking cupboards?
That's it's strange.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Using the same charger.
Cubans noticed multiple people in different apartments using the exact same charger.
Rare in that country, I guess.
Interesting. How do they notice?
Yeah, how the fuck do you know? I don't think anyone would know. I guess if they're coming over, they just see the same phone chargers.
Paperclip in the wrong place.
Oh no!
Carelessly place documents in the wrong sequence or clip style in some cases.
Dude, I would be so. If I was a spy, I'd be fucked an hour in.
That's crazy.
How much anxiety would you have if you were over there and you knew that slight of a
shit
fuck up,
like this would
you're gonna
be
get
outing people?
Well, not out it. You're gonna get tortured to death because they're gonna know who you are. Then
Crazy. Not drinking tea properly.
that, not stirring the tea proper way, or choosing odd snacks. That is funny. Be like, I'm not American. Do you guys have ho hos? What the fuck is that?
That would be weird though. If I saw someone eating a strange snack.
That would be
an out for
Yes.
America, like in our world. If I
Yeah.
saw someone eating like a bag of nuts in public,
Yeah.
I'd be like, but like in a plastic baggie, I'd be like, why did you do that?
I've heard that like eating while you're like walking is very American too. Like if you're in New York City and you just walk around with a pizza slice, that's like if you're in Europe and you see someone walking, they're
Nobody
like,
would do that.
That's an American.
That's an American.
He's just eating on the go.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to do. I like eating on the go.
Yeah,
it
me
makes me
too.
feel efficient.
Yeah, make you feel like a man on a mission.
That's so good. Soviet spy forged documents. Photo ID had a backdrop design that wasn't used during the claim time. Oh, that's just stupidity.
Yeah, you fucked up. That's the kind of the first one where I'm like, all right, well, that's your fault. Like that was avoidable.
Oh, a pause before their name.
Okay, now we're getting to ones where
That's
it's like, well, no
crazy.
shit. Yeah. Hello, my name is Buslov. I am born in San Francisco. Absolutely.
Accidental American idiom. These are fun. I like this.
The whole 9 yards. That's funny, actually.
American phrase referred to in the UK. British intelligence note the odd phrase.
That's a Russian spy in Europe just making like references to the Detroit Lions. I love Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, very good.
Yeah. We will watch game this Sunday.
How do I get back on that track?
I'm from Liverpool. I
Pet
love
passport.
Calvin Johnson.
Took a dog to the vet using a fake name, but the dog's EU pet passport was a different name.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You
Dude,
should
imagine
remember
getting outed because you brought a fucking dog.
Yeah. That sucks.
Wrong penmanship. Mismatched his personal typewriter down to imperfections. The loaded typewriter became evidence. Damn.
Wrong birthday. Okay, these again. Wrong birthday, you fucked up.
Wrong
buddy.
birthday, you're just
You
an
fucked
idiot.
up.
Unusual trash. Neighbors reported never put out trash, or when they did, it was pristine and weirdly staged. Wow. Again, you kind of are an idiot.
So where in the U.S. are these motherfuckers living, though? That's what I want to know.
I think all over. I
Yeah.
think they're probably around power plants
Yeah.
and like major hubs of power.
Yeah.
Would be a big one. Another one would be anything where like nuclear silos or a military base is nearby.
Yeah. That would
Probably
make sense.
something like that.
It'd be funny if they were just like out.
But we have spies out there too. I don't think we talk too much about our spies there though.
I know we got them everywhere, probably, but
Too much cologne. He wore an Eastern Bloc cologne that wasn't sold in the West. The smell gave it away. Wow.
tipped off the West German police.
Agents in 2019 monitored all booked rooms on the same floor near the target and left within hours of each other. Wow, that's good. That is good. They booked a bunch of hotels for their spies all on the same floor, and then within an hour, everybody left their rooms.
Did they kill the guy? Assassination of Mahmoud al.
Well, it looks like
It looks like they got him.
it looks like they got the guy they wanted to kill, but they got caught because of the footage.
Well, mission complete. Yeah, that's funny though. To just like maybe we should split up a little bit. Nah, fuck that.
Claimed to be Catholic, but could not correctly cross himself or the name of the local priest.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Ooh, what's the name of the priest then? Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
you gotta just Father David. You just gotta roll with it at that point.
One Russian spy family in the U.S. kept unnaturally tidy house, even with young kids.
Yeah,
That's so interesting.
spy under surveillance. Checking a mailbox at 3 a.m. Yeah, that is a little fucking.
That's interesting.
Wow. I would be such a bad spy, dude. I would get caught so quickly.
I think
I could see you being pretty good at it.
I think I could do pretty good.
I think you could. I think I would be a nightmare.
I think it'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good spy. I actually wanted to work for the NSA when I first got out of college. I was a Russian studies major.
No shit.
Yeah, so I was like working. I actually learned a lot of Russian. I was watching Russian movies, and I wanted to work for the NSA, but I think I was denied because I admitted to doing drugs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because I clicked Hispanic or Latino on the application.
I admitted to doing drugs, but I also am Brazilian. I'm a Brazilian citizen.
Oh, you are.
So
you got dual
there's
citizenship.
so there's a weirdness there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Damn, dude. That would have been a completely different life.
oh yeah.
You're going to be hitting open mics, I don't think, if you're working.
No. Would have been fun though.
Yeah, like, would it have?
I think it. I probably wouldn't be a spy in Russia. I probably would have just worked in D.C.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been fun. No, but I don't think I do very bad with like someone telling me what to do. I'm not very good at that.
That's the thing with those lifestyles. It's like, if you're fucking like, can you even like have interests if you're a Russian spy?
Yeah. I
Like,
don't know.
imagine if you were just like if you just liked the fucking Longhorns or whatever, and someone came over to your place and you're like, why were you watching Texas Longhorn
That would have
football
been
highlights?
yeah.
Like,
That
it's
would have been
over.
weird.
It's already over.
It's game over.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking. You got to be really committed. But I think that when you're really committed, it actually makes it worse because then you get the tidy house problem that guy had.
Yeah.
You need to have some kind of middle ground or something that you do that's also done in Russia,
Yeah.
like play chess or something.
Yeah. Those guys are psychos, man. I mean, the
Chess
dude,
players?
yeah, chess player. No, the guys who like volunteer for that, like, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to
Yeah.
be a fucking spy. I mean, the guy who was sitting right here talking about his Australian thing would have excelled.
He would have done well.
Yeah. He basically did it.
He did. But I don't think he would do it on purpose. I think he did it for himself. I think the kind of...
Is he the first guy to become a spy on accident?
I know, right? I think he would have... I think people that do it are actually super patriots. You ever seen the
That's what
Edward
I mean.
Snowden thing?
Yes, no, that's what I mean. Like, these guys, it's like
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would just choose. Like, maybe that would be fun. It's like, I'm on a fucking mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those people are patriots. They really are like, I'm doing this for the good of my country. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And I just don't give a shit about America that much.
Me neither. I think it's really overrated.
Yeah. I'm not a huge America. I don't even like the Super Bowl. I think it's
I don't even like the Super Bowl.
it's overrated.
It is, man. Not a fan of Whataburger in the Super Bowl? Yeah, you're not dedicated.
Dude,
enough.
I'm just not committed.
No, it'll never happen.
I'm not all in.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard me try to do my bit about, I say like I respect even just like veterans, like people who fight for our country. But for like my grandpa or like Vietnam veterans, I think it's a little strange to thank them for what they did. Because it's like we just went over there and killed a bunch of people for no reason.
I think it depends.
With that war specifically, the joke is it's weird to look a man in the eye and say, hey, thank you so much for doing that.
Yes.
I don't know what my life would be like had you not gone over there and
Yeah.
just killed a bunch of innocent Asian people for literally no reason.
That is strange. For the Vietnam one, I get. But
Yeah.
but like a World War II one?
100%. It's only Vietnam.
Thank you. Yeah.
Vietnam specifically. The joke is Vietnam specifically is like,
Even, well, I was going to say Korea, but no, probably not Korea. Vietnam, yeah, you didn't really need to.
no, because whatever that fucking event was.
Because
that happened.
Vietnam is like, you kind of got fucked, bro. Sorry about that.
Well,
you know?
yeah, that's the thing.
They
Like,
drafted your ass bomber, dude.
And I talk about how like the Vietnam vets all walk around with hats that say Vietnam veteran. It's a weird thing to have merch for.
I didn't know that Pao Mio was what it was until
Really?
I had to look it up.
How old were you when you looked it up?
I'm ashamed to say.
It's like last week.
That's probably 22 years old.
Yeah.
I was like, what is Pao Mio? But it also, actually, it's funnier still. I didn't know that until I went to Texas State. And Texas State is in San Marcos. It's a small town. So I grew up in the city.
Yeah.
And in the city, not a lot of veterans walking around.
No.
But when I went to Texas State, I would hang out in pool halls
Yeah.
all the time. And in pool halls, a bunch of veterans just drinking beer all day. So I would see them with these hats that say Palmia, and I would see the Palmia flags, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then one day I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, it's prisoner of war missing in action.
Yeah.
And it is weird that there's like a flag and like merch for that.
Who's selling that?
Yeah. Someone's making money off that.
Someone's making money. Yeah.
That is kind of weird.
It is a little odd.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, just with Vietnam specifically, because I haven't figured out how to do the joke yet. Because people, when you say like it's weird to thank a veteran, they go, "What?
Yeah.
What the fuck? No, dude. What are you talking about?"
It is. It did make me feel a little bit like, well, I mean, it depends. You know, I
100%.
I get the point.
It is a joke. Like it's like again, my actual opinion on it is like those guys did something that I would never have the balls to do.
Right.
Just like be like, I'm gonna fight for my country. But if you zoom out and look like why we were there, pretty much no reason.
I think it's weirder still people that join today, because people that join today are like, a lot of them are kids who are like, yo, I want to shoot somebody. Like that's literally a lot of people in the military.
Yeah.
Are kids who are like, I'm trying to shoot a motherfucker. Yeah. You know,
It's not good.
it's not.
It's really not good.
But I think it is good that there's an outlet for those guys.
Yeah, better the Afghanistan than a school.
Yeah. Ship them to Afghanistan, let them shoot people.
Yeah, let them
Yeah.
shoot them and not.
Good luck.
Better the Afghanis than their classmates. That's what I say.
That should be an addition to your one bit. It's like instead of trying to rehabilitate these kids, just be like, hey, you want to go to war?
Yeah, the school shooter bit. You mean?
Yeah. Add
dude,
it to
that's
that. Be
fucking
like,
funny.
you know what would be really good, man?
I'm gonna write that down.
Let's send you to a war. That'd
gonna
be
write that
great.
down. That's
You can
really
shoot
funny.
anybody you want over there.
School shooters need to join the military. The military should target school shooters.
Exactly. This guy, he's got experience,
He's got desire.
desire. He's got hate in his heart. Let's send him over.
Send them over to kill some brown people for,
Yeah.
again, no reason at all.
For no reason. That's really, as far as I can tell, the outlet and all the wars we have in the Middle East is just an outlet for these people to get it all out of their system. And also, I found apparently there was a whole the military industrial complex,
Yeah.
and people that work in the military, Marine Corps, Army. There are generals who are always looking for a way to rank up and to level up. And the only way you can do that is if we have a military war. We have a war going on.
Yeah.
So that you can be like, I did this, rank me up, you know? So we always need to be at war so that our military is doing something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they just kind of sit around and do nothing.
Exactly. Well, and then the people who are making the weapons, they have a disgusting amount of money.
Yeah.
The amount of money that they have. Like isn't like 55% of the federal budget defense?
Oh, yeah.
Like
I think it might be more.
hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars.
I think it's like 60%, honestly.
Which is not ideal.
Yeah, it isn't. Well, I mean, and the other thing is, like, I do get why we need a military. Like, I get that we are the world police.
Yeah.
But, damn, dude, we could probably tone it back. Have you seen the ones of, like, how many fighter jets every country has?
Yes.
And then it gets to America, and it's, like, some ridiculous number, and it's like, bro, what the fuck are we doing?
And those planes are like $80 million each. Like, it's ridiculous. Probably more. Look up, like, the, what's the fucking, what is that one? F-35. I think that's, like, the craziest fighter jet out there. F-35. Yeah, look up how much it costs to, like, how much does an F-35 cost?
109 million.
For one of them? Like, that's insane. How many F-35s do you think the government has?
Over 1.7 trillion is projected for the entire F-35 program.
My God.
That's crazy. You need around 80 to it's about 90 million per plane.
So that's 1.7 trillion just for this one specific jet.
Yeah. That's crazy. I want ChatGPT to be like, why are you typing in all caps, bro?
Yeah. This makes sense.
400. That's crazy.
Plan total of 1763.
So we're making so many more.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You know what? So here's the thing about like war.
If you're listening, here's the thing about war.
Here's the thing about war, dude.
Sometimes it's cool. Have you?
Here's the real thing. Here's the real thing.
Yeah.
Like nukes. We used the nuke once. Actually, we used it twice. We used it twice.
There was a second one.
Yeah, we used it twice on Japan.
Yeah.
After that, we never used it again. You know why? We didn't, because they had nukes too.
Yeah.
So it was like, we're not going to use nukes. They have nukes. It'll just be a disaster.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like we're at with all this warfare now too.
Yeah.
We have so much weapons of destruction.
Yeah.
Even if the nuke was out and they have so much weapons of destruction, we're not going to fucking throw all this shit at each other.
No.
There's no way. It's just too much death. It's
yeah.
too much.
It's like that quote, like whoever had that quote, it was like, I don't know what weapons World War IV or World War III will be fought with, but I know World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah.
Because it's just it will be the end of everything if that.
And that's why I think Putin hasn't used nukes in Ukraine, because it's just like,
He knows.
You use a nuke, everybody hates you.
Yeah. It's
Instantly.
the end of the world. It's the end of the world.
Yeah. Instantly, everyone's like, well, now you're the fucking enemy of the planet.
Now
you know
what
I mean?
The nuke guy.
Yeah. Now you're the nuke.
Look at nuke guy.
Nuke guy is on par with doesn't wear deodorant guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Nobody likes him.
Nobody likes that guy.
Everybody. Just generally detestable.
Yeah.
That's fun. I think that somebody will probably throw one. I think like Pakistan will throw one at India or something.
You think
Like,
so?
oh shit. Eventually someone will have a loose cannon.
I think
I mean, even this fucking
Yeah.
like the shit that went down in Gaza, the fact I know it was like it got an insane amount of media coverage, but it's like holy fuck.
all it takes is for one rogue operation to get their hands on a little bit of uranium
Yeah.
and enrich that shit. Like
Yep.
if you dude, that's not that hard to do. Like you could figure that shit out from Wikipedia page, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they will. I think like a Hamas like organization will. Like if you're this is like a really shitty death pool.
I don't think Hamas could ever do it. But if Iran
That's what I mean. Like
Iran would maybe give it to Hamas. That's why we do all these deals with Iran, because we're like, we know Iran might make it and
I think
then
they
give
have.
it to
I
someone.
think we think that they have nukes. At least.
I think they do. I
Yeah.
think they do now. Because I think the Iran deal was killed by Trump in 2016. We
Yeah.
killed the Iran deal. That was his big thing in 2016. Was like the Iran deal blows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, things are probably not going to go well over the next 50 years, but
I don't know. I have faith.
you think so?
I think so. I think we live in a pretty good time, to be honest.
No, everything's cool, but in terms of like how many people are going to die if shit hits the fan, it's like it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah,
There's no coming back. I think when the first nuke flies, it's going to be like either one or
all of
10,000.
them.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I have faith. I think right now it's all cyber. That's like the war zone right now. The war zone's all online.
Yeah.
It's a war of information,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that, because then
Yeah.
nobody's dying.
Nobody's actively getting killed.
The hard thing is you just don't know what's true anymore. That's really what's fucking me up. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you actually get good news when everything is fucked?
Everything's fucked.
You know, and a lot of people went to Alex Jones, and it's like really, dude?
The one true source of news left is Mr. Alex Jones.
Because Alex Jones is like, he's right about a lot of shit,
Yeah.
but also the way he's pushing it is insane. Like,
not
dude,
good.
you're making a show out of everything you're doing, and there shouldn't be a entertainment and news shouldn't mix.
They've merged and it's undoable.
Yeah,
now.
it's
Like,
fucking crazy.
We'll never get it back. I honest to God, I know this sounds like irresponsible. I think the best thing to do is just tune the majority of that shit out. If you just want to have a good life.
Yeah.
Because again, like if you try to stay informed, 90% of the shit that's going to be fed to you is bought and sold, highly slanted. Like it's just not accurate.
A good way to do it, I've always found, was like to get to follow one side and then the other side and then try to just extrapolate from the middle, and that's usually the place where it's true.
It is funny to swap between like CNN and Fox News just
it's
to see
so
what they're
great.
talking about. Like I remember when the whole George Floyd thing went down, CNN was showing all the like riots and stuff, and I flipped to Tucker Carlson. I should have taken a picture. It was so wild. At the bottom of the screen, like in all caps, it just said, "We still don't know how George Floyd died." It's like I actually saw a video that showed exactly how he died. But it's funny that this is their angle of just like, it was like, if you switch back and forth, it's just like, CNN's like, burn everything down in the streets. This is a disaster. Then Fox News is like, well, what?
It's crazy.
You know,
the difference. But again, the middle ground is somewhere in between because the cop definitely was crazy.
Of course.
But also, he did have fentanyl in his system. So it's like, again, we're in this middle ground
We're in
world.
this middle ground.
That cop was for sure an asshole,
Yeah.
but he was high. So it's like, all right. It's all shit.
Yeah.
It's
But
all
that's what I'm
shit.
saying. Like, what is it? Like, what's the point of consuming that? At a certain point, it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it doesn't help it. It doesn't help anybody. It's
No.
like it's just a fad. It's like the 100 apes versus a man thing. It's just a fad, and it's just people talking about
I hear
it.
another fucking open micer.
Dude, I hate it. I hate it.
100. You guys see the meme of 100? Like, how to get me to tune out from your set within 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Just open with that. Just open with that. I'm yet to hear a funny or original take.
I was at a show where they were talking about it, and I was like, dude, my God, this is so awful.
If your material is just whatever meme is on Instagram that day.
I hated the Luigi ones too. I didn't hear one that was good. They were all bad.
Yeah.
And the what else was a big one in the news? Diddy. Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
When Diddy did the thing, everybody was just Diddy. And I was like, this is so fucking annoying. I heard one comic do this joke. Diddy do it? Like, just every night it was this, and it's just like, that's not even funny, dude.
No. It's insufferable.
It's
like,
insufferable.
It's that, or like, so you just hear dick jokes. Dating's weird.
Yeah.
People talk about like Hitler or the Holocaust or just whatever fucking meme is actively. Did he do it?
Yeah. Topical humor blows.
Do you expect a fucking standing ovation after that, buddy, or what are we doing?
Topical humor is my least favorite. It has to be really fucking
You
good.
have to nail it.
It has to be so.
An angle that I've never even thought about.
Yeah.
Like even like I've heard probably 9 open micers this week talk about the India-Pakistan thing.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
say the
another
same
one.
shit.
I did one topical joke for a little bit. Is when all those lights were flying around New Jersey,
Yeah.
and I was like, everyone's talking like it's aliens. I'm pretty sure it's just a Mr. Beast video, and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But and then I would move on. I'm not sitting on it.
Yeah.
It's just like quick.
No, do 5 on the lights. Do 5 to 7 on the lights.
That's another thing I really hate is when someone has a really good joke and then they just sit on the topic.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, dude, it was funny. Move on.
Yeah.
Like, it just.
That is sad.
I
when they get a
hate
big
that.
laugh and they try to tag it 7 times. I mean, if they're working on it and they're trying to see what tags work, that's one thing.
I know.
But if they just they get a big pop and they just talk about it for a minute and then it just slowly fades into
It's like, brother, move on.
Yeah.
We got the laugh. Don't beat it into the ground.
yeah. God, I'm really not. What time is it? 4:30. I don't want to go to the fucking creek.
You're not going to do it?
No, I'm gonna do it. I gotta go home and eat, and then I'm gonna go down there and just fucking eat a dick.
You want to call it?
Yeah, I probably should go eat, and then because what is it? 5:45 sign up. I'm trying to check it on the page.
It should be 5:45. It's Robert Mays, his mic today.
Let's find out. Yep, Robert H. May. Sign up at 5:45. So, do you know? Have you done bare arms like consistently?
That is.
That's this one. I guess.
Bye bye. We're going to call it. Bye.
Peace, y'all.
Okay.
Peace.